Hello, welcome back. Yes, it feels like we were just here because we were just here. And we're picking up exactly where we left off, which is just fucking gushing about the season 2 Severance finale. I was listening to Ambrose and Gunnel. There's a 1 hour loop of it on YouTube. The difficulty with the 1 hour loop of it on YouTube is that it has like the dialogue from the episode, so like you hear the music gets quiet and you're like, why is the music quiet? And then someone speaks and it's Helly and she says, are you ready? And then Mark like, oh, Adam Scott's a great actor. It's amazing. It's an amazing, amazing piece of television and I love it so much. And I love it so much. I really would love for Apple to release like a full track for us to be able to loop and listen to as much as we want. If they were feeling oh so generous, if they were like, yeah girl, we got you, they would do that. They would do that for me. Too small to see. Oh, hello, too small to see. Hello, itty bitty baby. How are you today? Are you gonna be my tennis partner? I put on this outfit and I was like, this is tennis outfit. This is like, I'm ready to serve. I'm here. It's sunny and funny. I love the stream titles that are always so cryptic. So the stream title is a phrase, a really popular phrase in filmmaking. But I had like a completely different outfit planned. I was gonna like wear a black dress and do something like a little bit more glamorous. And then I was like, it's Tuesday, I can't be glamorous. I'm sorry, it's Tuesday and I can't be glamorous. It's Tuesday and I couldn't possibly be glamorous on Tuesday. If only I could just pick up a racket. Just pick up a racket and start whacking. Yeah. I'm also wearing I've barely ever worn these shoes. I think I've worn them like once or twice before. And they're some of my favorite little fuckers. Oh, hello and thank you for the 420. Hello. I love you. I love you. Yeah. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do love me. And for good reason. I am lovable. Yeah. In my little shorts. It feels like if Apple did release the song, they would just do it only on iTunes. It'd be like an iTunes exclusive. No, they understand. They have to learn how to get along with motherfucking Spotify. Come on now. We all abandoned iTunes music. It went through so many updates. I think that's really the thing. I don't know how Spotify maybe that's the thing that they figured out, that they were like, this is what iTunes did wrong, is like trying to update the fucking user interface, the graphics user interface, the GUI. Don't fuck with my GUI. I only love my bed and my mama. Sorry, says Tiru. Tiru, is this your first time here? I've never seen this name before. You're like not familiar to me in the least. Hello, kitten. Hello, my sweet, beautiful girl. Hello, my angel of darkness. Yes, join us. Join us, my angel of darkness. It's always so fun. I bring my dog with me everywhere because she's a dog, and so I can walk around with her everywhere, and that's excellent and right on par with how I like to do my stuff. But when I talk to people about my life and like what I am up to, they're like, you have a cat also? And I'm like, yeah, I have a cat and a dog. And they're like, oh, it's just like a whole little zoo in there, isn't it? Yes, it is. Yes, it is a whole little zoo in here, and I love it. Yes, I don't like it when apps mess with the user interface. The changes are bad. As humans, we are so lucky. The like number one facet of our excellent fucking existence is that we are adaptation machines. Like we take everything that we are given and we're like, how do we use this to adapt to be better? How do we use this as a tool? How do we use that as a tool? But then the difficulty is that optimization desire is really, really deeply in us. But maybe it's not the best thing to listen to all the time, you know what I mean? I'm reading Careless People by Sarah Wynne Williams. I'm getting really close to the end of it. I'm probably gonna finish it tonight, actually. That'll be like one of my goals for tonight will be finishing that, as well as like getting to sit down and play some real fucking fun video. I'm replaying Breath of the Wild for the first time, and oh, thank you again. Yeah. He's talking about, I think he's going into financial ruin for me, which is crazy because he's barely even given me $10. So you know this guy's like a real fucking dummy. And I watched a lovely little YouTube video about the dangers of stupidity. Yeah. Oh, I'm still doing my first playthrough of Tears of the Kingdom. Yay! Oh, yes, excellent. That's actually awesome, too. Yeah, I haven't even done my first playthrough of Tears of the Kingdom because I'm like, oh, I did Breath of the Wild for the first time during the pandemic, which was actually amazing. I thought about trying to figure out, again, how to hook up my Switch to my computer so that I could do a Breath of the Wild stream for you guys and maybe lead you on a little bit of like video game guided meditation. This is not something that many people, mostly because video games are kind of a new thing, a relatively new thing. And psychology is very, moves real slowly. But I do think there can be something therapeutic about playing video games, especially video games like Breath of the Wild, like Animal Crossing, where there's a large emphasis on the natural elements around you and the way that nature changes and the way that nature informs. That's so wonderful. For a lot of us, we can't actually walk out our front door, take 28 steps, and be in a forest. But we can all pick up a Nintendo Switch. We can whip open Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom. And I'm not saying that it's the same thing. It's definitely not the same thing. But I definitely noticed during the pandemic when I couldn't go out as much and I was playing Breath of the Wild that when I was riding my beautiful horse all through fucking Hyrule, Kakariko Village and Hateno Town and all those beautiful places, Dueling Peaks Stables. Oh, it was so fun. I tried to remember what the air would smell like at that time of day. And although I can't smell the air at that time of day in the video game, I can remember what that air smells like and the way that, like, early morning air cuts right deep into your body and then sort of, like, fills you out in a very soft, gentle way. There's a tangy freshness combined with a quiet, sleepy relaxation of early morning air. And the way that grass feels under my feet, I did it, especially in Animal Crossing, mostly because I wasn't about to be attacked by anything, so you can take off bits of clothing in Animal Crossing with a little bit less danger. But in Animal Crossing, I would get my character to run around barefoot in the woods of my Animal Crossing island, listen, because they did a really wonderful job with the sound, with the Foley in Animal Crossing. And I would think about, what does it feel like? That sweet prickling. It makes you like a little bit afraid. It's kind of like running on grass, like little prickly bits of grass, because there's definitely some very soft types of grass too, which is like not the same feeling whatsoever. But that little bit of prickle on the bottom of your feet is kind of like drinking carbonated soda. You're like, ooh, does this hurt? And it's like, oh no, I can just feel it. It doesn't hurt, I can just feel it. I also feel like I can smell Breath of the Wild. Oh, I love it, the smell of rain. Oh, it gets me going. I loved Breath of the Wild. I wasn't so engaged with the sequel, sadly. Interesting. Do you, like, tell me about what you felt about the sequel, or maybe tell me what you felt about Breath of the Wild. I mean, tell me what you're feeling. Hey there, new here, lots of plushies. Oh, it's barely any of them. I'll be honest with you. This is a small portion of the plush. There are so many more. There's a couch over there. There's like a gingerbread man on the couch. There's a fucking mushroom on the couch over there. There's a kitty. It felt too similar. Oh, knows nobody. Oh, I completely understand. I don't want to be rude, but I do want to point out then, so the problem is your taste isn't fine enough. Video games can be like bottles of wine. yes, they should have like individual flavors and individual notes within them, but overall you definitely want the wine to taste like wine. It shouldn't taste like a snake. It shouldn't taste like rhubarb. Wine should taste like wine. And there needs to be variation within that. So video games need to be video games. A Zelda video game needs to be a Zelda video game. If you change too many pieces of it, Ship of Theseus style, it does become a different ship. I would say an excellent, in my opinion, my example is excellent. Sorry, I hear the way that I'm speaking and I'm so pretentious. I apologize. I like read a couple books and I'm like, I'm a genius. I'm literally so fucking smart. I'm not. Resident Evil 7 is like a perfect fucking video game. But is it really a Resident Evil game? Barely. Like it has the Resident Evil name, and it continues another Resident Evil game, Resident Evil 8 Village, which is a very good Resident Evil game. And so it's like, how different do you want to make it before you turn it into something that's not itself at all? It is a very difficult balance to strike, and basically it comes down to how fine is your taste? How fine is your taste? Are you able to finally taste the differences in this and find your own taste for it? Or are you just like, nope, this just tastes like every other thing like this, in which case maybe like grow, maybe like play other video games, come back to it eventually, see if it feels different. See, I love that. I really, really like that. That's why I think there's so much value to rereading books and rewatching movies. Not only does it provide like a really delicious comfort to have the story play out in front of you in a relaxing way that you can just know what the next hour and a half of your life is going to be like, because you're going to watch this movie and you're not going to open your phone and see like a brand new headline that says something horrific, like all the things that we see. Sorry. Like, you know, I try to pick one thing, I become horrified and overwhelmed by all the terrible things, I black out, I come back to, I remember that you're masturbating to me, I smile. Hello? 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 I feel more like, it feels more like Texas Chainsaw Massacre than Resident Evil. Oh my god, it was such a scary Resident Evil 7 was so scary. Resident Evil 7 really nailed the experience of I want to die, because these circumstances are truly, even if I walked out of this perfectly, even if the nightmare monster handed me a key to the front door, I'm never gonna be better from this. Like, I'm never getting better. This is done. The healthy version of me was on the other side of that save file. I'm dead now. I'm a dead person. Holy Christ. Are you Team Leon or Team Chris? Like, between Leon or Chris Redfield? Baby, I love these questions because you don't know me at all. People who know me, can you put into quotes what the V answer is? That's right. That's right. That's right. It's Team Jill. And the boys are in the cuck chairs watching each other masturbate. Their eyes are not allowed to look at me and Jill. They're not allowed to look at us. That's what the cuck chair's for. I do love Jill. I love Jill. Every day I want to cut my hair short again. But then I'm like, no, don't do it. But then yes, maybe do it. I don't know. I haven't made a decision yet about what I want to do with my hair. But I do think I want to do something. I don't know. I love my short hair. I really, really liked my hair being like about this length, and it's about to here now. So I'm like, oh, I could just like chop off a couple of inches, and then if I want to grow it out again, it'll be that length like by the summer again. Oh, I want my tea, but I know it's too hot. I can't grab it. The tea's too hot. Okay. Just the casual dropping of the cuck chair in the relationship. I think I'm just trying to be like young and cool and hip and talk like the kids do. Yeah, I think I'm just trying to like use jazzy words to connect with you to varying degrees of success. And also, I am a deeply kinky person. I was sort of gently seething all morning, as one does. Gently seething all morning at the audacity of the fact that the last guy that I dated, the last guy that I, like, gave the exquisite pleasure of having sex with me, had the audacity to be like, oh, V, if you tone down your sexiness, if you tone down the sex that you are pumping out in your daily life, you'll have better luck making better connections with men. It just bothered me so much. I hated it. And I realized today why it really bothers me so much. And it's because he has ADHD, which means that he was really shit on as a kid. He was really, really shit on as a kid. Basically, his entire childhood were his, like, siblings, his parents, his teachers telling him, if you were just quiet, if you just shut up, if you just did less, people would like you better. You'd get better grades. You'd be a better son. You'd be a better person. And we talked about this because, like, I don't have ADHD, but I was just a sort of, like, like, scapegoat / golden child of my family. My whole family was like, oh, V, we expect great things from you, and we're going to give you nothing to achieve that. And when you don't get the great things that you want, we're just going to be like, yeah, I guess that's, like, how life goes. Very frustrating when it's like, no, you're supposed to support your children. You're definitely supposed to support your children and then not blame them for things going wrong. So I had the same thing of childhood where I was, like, told, be quiet, like, don't do this, don't do that, don't say this, don't say that. And yeah, even, like, be less sexy. They said this to a child even, like, and as a child, I was like, I don't think I'm trying to be sexy. I really just think I'm responding to what's happening around me. And like all children do, imitate the people that they see around them. It's just wild to me that he would then say that to me without seeing the uncomfortable parallels between him being told as a child to, like, be less, do less, none of that, and then him turning around and looking at me and being like, maybe you should do less. Like, maybe you should be maybe you should, like, hide a little bit of yourself so that guys don't get the wrong idea about you. Oh, that's not nice. I should have told it. Well, I did. I pointed it out in the moment, being like, what an inappropriate thing for you to say. And then I texted him, like, I guess a couple days later, just being like, yeah, this isn't working. You don't have to message me ever again. Still feels bad. I'm still obsessed with it. I hate it. It feels so inappropriate, so fucking rude. And so out of, wow, like, to be honest, kind of cruel of him. The morning after we had our one and only sleepover, I was so tired. I was just so exhausted. I said to him, okay, sexy V is gone. I'm just gonna be regular V now. I put on a large black sweater and a pair of, like, baggy denim jeans. And he looked at me and he said, if you're trying not to be sexy, you're failing. I was like, oh, cool, thank you, yeah. Like, even in the big oversized clothes, there's, like, a sexiness to it. And what an asshole, really. Like, what an asshole to look at me and to see that, like, I obviously don't dress sexy every single second of the day. I can put on a hoodie and a pair of jeans and go have breakfast without having my ass or tits out, or even, so scandalously, my shoulders. And it's still sexy. I mean, I was dressed as a professional Disney princess for years. And even in the outfit that the company gave me, which was an outfit that was usually not made for me, it was just an outfit that another woman had worn for years as well. Even in those outfits, it was like, oh, she's like the sexy princess. My acting teacher last night put it really wonderfully. He said that each of us gets something for free on camera. Steve Buscemi looks so unique. He doesn't really have to do a lot to come across as somebody very unique. And that's why he gets all these very unique roles that are just, he's not doing a ton of crazy acting. He's mostly just being Steve fucking Buscemi. And varying degrees of intensity and different given circumstances. Oh, hey girl, hey. Oh, hey girl, hey. Everybody gets something for free on camera. And for me, it's sexy, which is why I do this on Twitch. Because even when I show up in, like, I've shown up on stream in sweatpants and hoodies, and the guys have still masturbated super duper hard. It's sexy no matter who's or what's on the body. It has more to do with, I guess, what's in the body and with what you would like to put in my body. Yeah. And I mean, clothes are here and there and around that, but not necessarily the center of it. I'm gonna be sexier now. I'm gonna be even sexier now. I'm gonna be so much sexier. I'm gonna be like extra fucking sexy. Sorry. That's not announcing it diminishes it. That's just definitely not how that works. We do our best, though. We do our best not to hold on to the negative shit that the people that we let close to us. Oh, it's so unfair. Oh, it's just so unfair. It's just so stupid. I spent a lot of time thinking nice things about him and trying to be nice to him, and then he turns around and slut shames me for no good fucking reason. Oh, I'm mad about it. So mad about it. How dare he? As I'm so happy and justified in my singleness now. Oh, yay. So you're pro us masturbating to you? I can't control what you're going to do. I definitely don't need to hear about everything that you're going to do, and I can definitely imagine what you're doing. So I'm just at peace with the idea that things are out of my control. Mostly just that, yes. So how was your acting class yesterday? It was good. It was really, really good. Okay. Wait, first of all, can we talk about the craziest thing I ever did see? What? This class was expensive. This is an expensive class. It is 6 classes, and each class is about $100. And $600 worth of classes, that's nothing to turn your fucking nose up at. That's a big chunk of change, people. You owe me $600 fucking dollars. You don't actually. And I can't believe the Egyptian man in the class. I should give nicknames to all these people. I'm like, what are good Egyptian names? And I'm immediately, by the power of Ra, Mut, Nut, Hamoud, Ptah. You start singing. You're playing with the big boys now from Prince of Egypt. What Egyptian names do I know? Steve Martin, Martin Short, back me up. Thank you. Anyways, so our Egyptian man comes into class 30 minutes late. He's 30 minutes late. He's 30 minutes late for class. This class is only 3 hours in total, and he's 30 minutes late, which means he's lost a 1/6 of the class. That's money, my motherfucker. Anyways, he's late. I think he's got everyone in the class I can see like really has something. I can really see that everyone in the class is like they're all bringing something, and it's so beautiful. I think I might love being a teacher one day for real. I'm understanding it now. It's so wonderful to be able to see where he is and be like, "Oh yeah, you're right there on the path. I remember being around there when I was on the path. There. And now I'm here on the path, and then I can see my teacher like way ahead of me. He's like way super far ahead on the path. But I can also see the teacher seeing where I am and being like, oh, I recognize where you are. And it's so wonderful because I guess that's what makes you a good teacher. You're like, my next step was this. So like maybe this is your next step. And sometimes the students are like, no, that's definitely not my next step, or like, I'm not gonna. So a big thing in acting is that people are like, oh, but my scene partner was bad. I want to blame my scene partners. And so the Egyptian guy was like, and this is terrible. He kind of wanted to blame his scene partner for his scene not going well. I think because he imagined that if I was his scene partner, he would be able to do really, really good acting. Like, his scene was with the older woman in the class who's like about 20 years older than me, so like around my mother's age, kind of. And she was playing his wife. And I think the subtext of what he was saying in class is that he was like, I can't imagine her as my wife. And so it was really difficult for me to like imagine loving this woman and imagining how it would make me feel to see her suffering, and how it would make me feel to see her suffering and then trying to hide that suffering from me. So not only do you love somebody and you're watching them go through something terrible, but then on top of that, you're watching them try to protect you from their own feelings. Like, you can just tell that they love you so much as well. Ugh. And it doesn't matter who your scene partner is, because I feel like a lot of time in film and television, your scene partner is usually going to be some variation of in and around the camera. Like, when you're watching a TV show and the camera is like close up on the actor's face, sometimes the actor's looking into the eyes of another actor and they're both in the frame, and you get this like beautiful moment of connectivity that they capture on film. But then I'm thinking of like the Severance finale, because it's all I'm thinking about. I'm just so obsessed with Severance. I love it. It's my dream to one day be on a type of TV show like Severance, and then I get to be like, yay! Yay! I contributed positively to the social dynamic of our well-being. Yes! Entertainment! Reflection of our society, and escapism at the same time. In the scene where Milchick hands Dylan the letter from his Audi and says, due to the emotional nature of the contents of this letter, and seeing as I am duly swamped, I will leave you alone. And then he sprints out of the room so fast. I'm sorry if you haven't seen it. I just spoiled that wonderful moment for you, and it is a wonderful moment, but it's also not spoiled because it was so beautiful and so fucking funny and so well done, and I loved it so much. And in that scene, Mr. Milchick, Tremel Tillman, isn't looking at Zach Cherry, Dylan. He's not actually looking at the actor. He's looking down the barrel of the camera. And that's still good acting, because he's acting like the person is in front of him and the camera is the person. Acting. I love it! I love it, I love it, I love it. Makes me so happy. Makes me so excited. Makes me so jazzed. I've been acting all my life. At first nervous, and then practice, and then nothing can stop you. Yay! Yeah, I'm definitely in the I have no idea how to relax in front of the camera stage yet. But I'm excited because I'm noticing, like, we did our first class last week, and we got our film, and I was like, oh my god, you're bad. Thank God no one will ever have to see this. But then also, it's totally fine to be bad in your first class. I think even Sir Ian McKellen would admit that he was not perfect or even great in his first class. Maybe he was good, but like, that's why he's Sir Ian fucking McKellen. I was not good in my first on-film class. I was bad. I was doing a bad job. But you could also see that I was doing something, and sucking at something truly is the first step of becoming kind of good at something. Which is all you could really hope for, is eventually you get better. Not that you just start out perfectly and it all goes wonderfully and there's no conflict and there's no challenge. There's so much conflict, there's so much challenge. It just doesn't need to be held in your body. I think it can be addressed, like, through mindfulness. I'm gonna try to drink this tea, even though it might be 8,000 degrees. Oh no, it doesn't feel too hot. Might be good. Okay. Bro, I'm an actor. I'm a stunt double. I've worked on Deadpool and 2 of the Narnias, Sea Patrol, and anything is possible. Oh wait, is it my bro or I bro? Because then you said he. So your brother is an actor stunt double and he's worked on Deadpool, Narnia, Sea Patrol, and other things, and anything is possible. It makes me feel so excited. I am so jazzed at just the opportunity to get to connect with people in this way. I've always loved it. I've always loved it so much. Oh, you guys! Okay. And I feel like my favorite thing about acting is that, like, you really do get to connect with people. And there was a guy that I was acting with in a play in high school, and then we went to university together as well in the same theater program. And he messaged me last week, and I think him and his girlfriend invited me to fuck them both. And this is... there are days when I don't feel very attractive. I'm getting older. I can notice my body shifting out of its, like, plump, glowing youthfulness, and I'm like, oh girl, you're getting older. And getting older can feel like you're inherently becoming less attractive. That is not the case. I do not actually think perhaps that is what's happening. I have been invited to so many threesomes, exponentially more threesomes the older I get. I was invited to very few, I would probably say 0 threesomes in my 20s. And this is my 35th year of life. I've been invited to so many threesomes in the past 5 years. And these are like, these are highly accomplished, loving, intimate partners. These aren't people who I feel like are trying to like fix their relationship or something. Like, these are tempting offers. I'm drinking Twinings Earl Grey tea with oat milk in it because I love oat milk. It's vanilla oat milk. I wish it was unsweetened vanilla oat milk. But every time I get groceries, I just pick up the vanilla, and that's my fault and nobody else's. Write us a sign that you are getting older. You are invited into more threesomes. Something about me just screams, let me fuck you and your girlfriend at the same time. And I'm here for it. And I am here for it. Yes, thank you. Yes, and thank you. Let me fuck you and your girlfriend at the same time. You got those unicorn vibes. You know what? It's probably a combination of the thick, fat ass and the like really empathetic, mindful. So it's like, oh, I can read the emotional temperature of the room, and I want you to heat it up by spanking me, and that's a deadly combination. Yeah, that's it. He got his start in Australia. Now he's working in Vancouver as a lighting director for a TV series. Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm a bad person. I'm a bad person. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners now and at the hour of our death. I'm a bad person. I have a secret ulterior motive for wanting to get into the entertainment industry, and it's that I want to fuck the production people. I don't know why. I don't know why. Normally, when you get into an acting career, especially as somebody who wants to be an actor, you're like, oh, I want to fuck other actors. And like, yeah, I want to fuck other actors. That sounds fun. But that's mostly just kind of like narrative driving for the overall arc of my life. That's not really what I would describe as my individual authentic desire. I want to fuck the lighting designers. I want to fuck the sound guy. I want to fuck the like head of stagecraft. I want to fuck their brains out. I want to fuck the head of wardrobe. I want to fuck all the dressers. I love production people. I love production people. I want to fuck their brains out. I have no idea why. And it's terrible. It's a terrible thing. Because they can all smell it on me. They can all, it's just like the pussy is grasping for them at a distance. And they're all aware of it. And I need to tell the truth because this is for me. This is for me. It's for me. I'm gonna be that's not professional of me. But it's good to get that out now because I'm not a professional yet. Okay, good to know. Yeah. Tea with milk. It like British people, nice. Make America Great Britain again. Keep Canada, but make America Great Britain again, you know? Come on, maybe you guys are happier with a king. Like a real king. Like a real inbred king. Not some sort of like self-appointed king of ooh. Mama said there'd be days like this. Mama said there'd be days like... That's not the tune. Days like this. Oh, like that, yeah. It's too funny. He also directs. He does sound. That's the thing. That's the thing. I love the behind-the-scenes people. They're the real magic makers. They're the ones who you know are going to get you where you need to go in the bedroom because they get you there on set. Yeah, they do. A thankless job on set. To be honest, doing light work is fun, at least for me. I did training as a makeup artist as well. When I was like, maybe I can fuck production people as a production person. No, I don't know why, but no, that didn't work. That was not working. That didn't work. So maybe this one. And the makeup person, as a makeup artist, your best friend on the production crew is the lighting designers. Because you can work your fucking ass off to make some beautiful fucking makeup. And if the lighting designer hates your ass or doesn't like that actor, all that work is going to go down the fucking drain. So we always got in real close with the lighting guys. Maybe that's why. Maybe I was just like, oh, I like can recognize your strength and value from the position of a peer. But now I'm like, now you're going to look at me. Now you're going to look at me. Trons, I don't know what you're saying, but okay. Gallywan says, I want to fuck the boom mic operator while he operates the mic. And do you want to know why? It's because they have great, I did. Great back and shoulders. Like, really, oh my God, holding that boom mic up, it really, the back and the shoulders, and you can just dig your fucking, and then they're very grounded in their pelvises as well. Holy shit, they're also highly attuned to just like, being very receptive. They have to really train their entire bodies to take in everything around them. So they're excellent lovers. They're excellent lovers. Yeah, they are. I missed you, V. I was here yesterday. Were you in jail? Did you just get out of jail? Is that why you missed me? How was jail? Jail's very different in different parts of the world, I'm realizing. Oh, America. Okay, so I'm reading the most horrific book I've ever read, I think. Mostly because it's nonfiction, it's a memoir. It's the memoir of Sarah Wynne Williams. She worked at Facebook. She was like the international politics director. It's painful. It's a painful read. It's really crazy. If you, who is this book for? It feels like this book is just for me, which is such a niche audience. So I'm like, it can't just be for me. So there's no fucking way it can't just be for me. I had to like take a couple breaks yesterday morning. Yeah, it was yesterday morning. I read probably the most like technically dense and truly damning chapter. She goes into a lot of really great detail. Maybe I'm overselling how much detail. She goes into the appropriate amount of detail, which really feels like so much because it's awful, about how if you want to start a brand new social media app in China will only allow your social media app to run in China if you keep the servers, which has all of the data of your clientele and your users, in China. The reason for this is that China is quite notorious for being an authoritarian state and very inappropriately interfering with the privacy and the private thoughts and feelings of its citizens. And so having these servers in China basically gives China free reign to look into them. And Sarah Wynne Williams explains in her book that having these servers in China that are accessible by the Chinese government also allows the Chinese government to have access to information from users outside of China to make sure that Facebook runs quickly and to make sure that apps run quickly internationally if you are talking with people in China, your personal information in whatever country you're in will be stored on a server. I think she uses, it's a POP, like a point of, and then the last P word is a technical word for like information storage, perhaps. She talks about how you, outside of China, will have your personal information stored on a server inside China so that it's easily accessible to the app and for both people who are using it. And this, that's like, where's that in the terms of service? Where is that in the terms of service? When did I click yes to that? I guess we all did, right? Like, now everything that we think and everything that we feel, and I know that doesn't sound like it's a big deal right now. I feel like a lot of people are like, I don't really fucking care if like some government workers in China are able to see that I'm liking booty pictures right now, or like saying InvaderVie is so yummy. Like, it doesn't matter at all, because right now is right now. It's totally fine. The difficulty is that in the future, it could be completely illegal to look at a woman like me on the internet and call her yummy, because we might change the rules eventually. And now all of a sudden, this digital footprint of what you did in the past could be used to punish you in the future. It just is an outrageous, ridiculous, slippery slope that we shouldn't have to worry about, but seems to be built into a lot of the structures that are being assembled around us digitally. Blah. It's terrifying. It's a very, very terrifying reality. Mostly because I still think, I'm like, I don't think I'm doing anything wrong. Like, I really don't think I'm doing anything wrong. But in my private messages, I called Xi Jinping Winnie the Pooh, and that will get you thrown in jail if you were in China. And like, I just said it on Twitch, and Amazon maybe has a relationship with them. And then maybe one day on Twitch, you'll get banned if you call the president of China Winnie the Pooh. Like, as a person living in Canada. It's just the, and so this is when I think about what's going on in the United States, it feels a lot like a relationship. It's, oh, I'm so cooked now. He's gonna get me. He's gonna get me and I'm fucked. I'm so fucked now. In a relationship, you're getting something. You're getting something from that person that you can't get from yourself, but then you're also losing something as well. And it's very important to recognize for yourself how far you're willing to lose yourself to be with that other person, and what would be the tipping point for you. Like, what would actually make you leave that person? And I feel like I'm watching America in real time kind of be like my girlfriend with really low self-esteem who needs to be told to leave her boyfriend, because we're watching the terrifying unfolding events of the United States going on down there. And it's, I feel like as a friend, I want to be like, girl, what is it going to take for you to get angry at this man and leave him? What is it going to take? What does he need to do or say? Because I feel like you're moving the goalpost, because he said or done a bunch of really terrible, awful shit that I thought you would never get on board with, and you took it in stride all of a sudden. So what would it take? Do you know what it would take? And I think a lot of people don't know what it would take. I don't think they've ever had to think about it. America talking about trying to turn Canada into the 51st state. Go Canada, never gonna happen. I'm like, yeah, I would give up my life for that. That's what it would take for me. If they tried to take even like a single square foot of Canadian land. Oh, but then I say that and then I start getting military ads on my Reddit threads. It's just like, oh, you're ready to fight for your country? Sign the fuck up, bitch. Okay, I mean, like, yes, and also, ho now. We're not there yet. We're not there yet. Saying Winnie the Pooh is not going to get you thrown in jail in China. Thank God, no. I'm a Canadian citizen. Canada's really, like, into the idea of us not being like China. Do you think that the United States will adopt social credit? I think they already have a system of social credit in place, and it's called capitalism. I don't think they need another level of it. I think they've already done a great job of embedding in people's minds a self-perpetuating shame and a self-perpetuating like dissatisfaction with what they have. I love everything that I have. I don't want to be an actor to make huge gobs of money. I want to be an actor so that I show up on set and I connect with people. And to be honest, I can like go feel things in a safe environment. I'm addicted to it. I'm addicted to the feeling. But for a lot of people, especially reading this book about like the Silicon Valley guys, it is just about getting more money. It does just boil down exactly down to money. And it's like, well, what's going to get us more money? What's going to get us more users? What's going to get us more growth? What's going to get us bigger and better things? And I'm really, really glad that as a kid, my mom was like, you need to learn how to be happy with what you have. And she's right, yeah. Because once you're happy with what you have, you'll be happy with anything else that you get turns into fucking ecstasy. That's it's why children love bubbles so much. Kids are just like fascinated by literally the empty air and sky. You add the most thin, imperfect, temporary thing to it, and children are like, whoa, I already loved the empty space of air and sky, and now you're making it a tiny bit more magical. This is ecstasy. We were talking yesterday, somebody came into chat and asked, how do you get over depression? Like, how do you cure depression? And I started describing pendulation, basically, which is the idea of moving your feelings from a little bit better to a little bit worse. And how will that cure your depression? It won't. It just means that when you go for a walk on Monday, you wake up on Tuesday morning and you remember how like shitty your day is. And then you go for a walk on Wednesday, and then you wake up on Thursday and you remember things are shitty, but you don't feel as bad as you did on Monday. And then you go for a walk on Friday, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, I feel good going on this walk. You're moving into, the walk isn't curing anything. If anything, the walk is just reminding you about how like wonderful and nice going on a fucking walk is. It will make you feel kind of worse, because when you're not doing those nice things for yourself, you are becoming more aware of how fucking awful real life is. But curing depression is not about just making things better. Success in life is not just about getting more and more and more. It is just about swinging, allowing your emotions, allowing your perspectives to just have fluidity, to have movement. And often that pendulation, they do a great diagram of it in the book. It's like a squiggly line that just goes up and up and up and up, and that's how it goes. People getting out of depression, I think often would describe it as like, yeah, I got a little bit better, and then I got a little bit worse, and then when I got a little bit better, I was even better, and then when I got a little bit worse, I wasn't as worse. And then when I got a little bit better from there, I was a little bit even better. And then when things got bad, yeah, they were still bad, but they weren't like, oh my God, I'm in the bottom of a very dark hole and I can't breathe, I'm suffocating from my life bad. It was just like, yeah, that was bad and unpleasant, like going to the dentist. It won't kill me. It was just bad. Having that perspective is then exquisite. It gives you the ability to begin accepting relevant information and truly, truly letting go of irrelevant information. Like, people's negativity and criticisms are usually pretty irrelevant, but so many of us are just so primed to be afraid of failure that we think we need to take on every bit of criticism as the only way to getting to success. And it's like, no, the most successful people in the world really, in many ways, delusionally ignored a lot of negativity. It's always a therapy session, but I need it. I always need it. I had so much therapy to do. So much therapy to get done in myself, and so much to get better. It's really nice. It's very, very fun. It's also really difficult. Oh, I don't know why the bot timed you out. Sorry for that. It's really, really difficult to not get into a victim mentality where it's like, oh, I have so much to heal from. I mean, good. Turn that into something to be grateful for. I don't know why the bot didn't like that. Yeah, the bot thought that you were using text images in chat. Oh, text images in chat. Oh, okay. I think it thought you were trying to make a, like, picture or something. Text images in chat. That's so funny. I love the music, V. I love electronic dance music so much. Yay. Oh, yeah. Anyways, the acting class went really, really well. We, like, all arrived. We, like, chatted about, oh, the teacher's so good. I love him so much. It's so easy for me to just fall in love with literally anyone and everyone all the time. He was like, can you talk about some good acting that you saw this week? And then I was like, I loved the Severance season finale, was so good. And then the older one in the class was like, no spoilers, I haven't been able to watch it. And I was like, okay, no spoilers, yeah, I understand. And then we got to talk a little bit about Severance, got to talk a little bit about acting. And then we did our scenes. And normally this class has like 12 to 15 people in it, but there's just 6 of us in this class, which is like, I was telling them how like it feels like we're getting like 50% more class for free. And the teacher was like, yeah, you are. This is like amazing. Because normally in this class, everyone gets 2 takes on film and that's it. And we get to do 3 takes. And the difference between getting to do 2 takes and 3 takes is really, really big. Because mostly the first take is like, that wasn't very good. I don't really know what I was doing. That was basically a warm-up take. It's very rare to nail it on the first take. If you nail it on the first take, you become legendary. Like, Jodie Foster is a nails it on the first take kind of person. But then Jodie Foster, I think, is just, like, consistently nailing it. She's amazing. So the fact that we get to do 2 and 3 takes is just so wonderful. And I'm so grateful for it because I definitely noticed a huge difference between take 2 and take 3. In that take 2 was, like, the middling ground of, okay, I'm still pretty nervous, but I'm starting to be able to do some things. I noticed in my second take, there's like the introduction, the character comes in, I say hello, hi, like how's it going? I'm looking for this, thank you for that. They like tell me that they're gonna wrap up my purchase for me free of charge. And then I was like having difficulty connecting the next thought, which is, okay. The teacher's a really good teacher. He was like, play it more innocent, play it younger, and I guess that's how the thoughts connect. Because I was like, oh, what's like the deep connection to these thoughts? It's not deep. It's a really shallow thought. I think the thoughts literally just go, oh, he's doing so many nice things for me. It feels so nice to have nice things. And then she looks around and she goes, it's so nice in here. And then she says, I wish I could live here. Like, I wish I could live here. I love all these old places. And we were discussing whether, because this character's like lying. She's lying. She's a liar. She's a con artist, basically. And she's pulling a con on this guy. And so the way that I was playing it last night was, I'm a con artist and I'm conning this guy. And occasionally, like in the scene, he was catching me off guard. That like, because I'm a professional con artist, I have an idea of how it's going to go. And he starts sort of like jumping the script. He starts like jumping into it faster and harder than I even thought. And I was playing it that it's like annoying to me. It's like, I was giving him a little bit of resistance because that's kind of what I was reading in the text. But then my acting teacher was like, play it differently. He's like, he's like, for next week, because we're doing these same scenes again. He's like, next week, play it young, play it innocent. Do not play it that she even goes in knowing that she's a con artist. Like, she's such a good con artist. She literally is believing the con. And then she finds herself believing it so much that she actually stops conning him and starts connecting with him. Oh, it's so fun. It's so fun to discover like what's a good choice and then what's the strongest choice. So I'm very excited for it. Yeah, she's gonna be, it's like Snow White. It's like she comes in and she sees him and she goes, oh my God, he's cute. Whoa, fuck, he's so cute. Oh my God, hello, cute guy. And then he goes, can I help you with something? And she goes, oh, cute guy talking to me. Oh my God, okay, cute guy talking to me. Doesn't matter. I'm here to get something for somebody else. That's right. It doesn't matter how cute he is. I'm getting something for somebody else. Imagine I was getting him this present. Do you think he would like this present? Oh, right. He's even going to wrap it up for me. He's so kind. I feel like I'm learning so much about his love languages. I just love it here. This is my love language. Oh, acting is so fun. Acting is so fun because I think I've, in my life, been really caught up with exactly what Ritus was doing yesterday, working out other people's narratives. It felt like the crux of my survival method, where I was like, if I can understand why this person is hurting me, then I don't need to feel hurt. I can just feel sympathy for their pain that they're causing me. And I think what I love so much about acting is that that's what all of it is. All of it is just understanding the many, many layers of what is this person thinking? What are they thinking in relation to this new person? How does that change the way that they would think? How does that surprise them? How does that change? Oh, I just love it. And now I get to sort of use this really, it's interesting that if I was a man, oh, break time, excellent. If I was a man, I would be listening to Joe Rogan podcasts. I can fully see that now, because my brain loves all the same facets that men love in conspiracy theories. It's just about conspiracy theories. Ritus, you guys, ContraPoints put out her latest YouTube essay. It's amazing. It's phenomenal. It's about conspiracies. And as I was watching this and listening to it, I was just like, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck. Yep, I've bought into some conspiracies. And I have discovered that I'm a little bit entrenched in conspiracy type thinking. And not for bad reasons, but it doesn't mean that it's for good reasons. Okay, I'm gonna take my first little break. I'm gonna be right back, and you're gonna be here too. I'm back. I posted my first photo on Instagram for you, so you can go jerk off to that. It's also a great song, a really good song. It's a good song. You should everyone listen to the song. The Big Turk introduced me to that song. It was one of his greatest contributions to my life, because he never gave me an orgasm in the 2 years that we dated. Hop on. Hop on. Hop on. Sorry, wait, where did you post this amazing photo of you? On my Instagram. Thank you for asking. Yeah, it's just the front photo. I didn't take the back-facing photo yet, but I will. Oh, but I will. Oh, but I will. Yeah, in like a minute. Not like in actually 1 minute, but like in like a relative minute, it will be posted. Yeah. And you're gonna love it, and more than that, what could anyone ask? Yeah, more than that, what could anyone ask? I'm very excited. The weather is kind of starting to cooperate. It's like spring, I guess. You've heard, perhaps even. I like spring. I think spring is fun. So I'm ready for spring. I need to start really dating myself again. I've been kind of slacking, mostly because dating myself like primarily took the form of me doing a lot of self-care. And now I'm actually ready to go out and date. Oh, it was snowing this morning. Oh, it snowed yesterday morning too. And like last night as we were leaving acting class, I was like, hopefully it doesn't snow again tonight. And then it did. Didn't you hear me, weather? I specifically said, please don't. So it did smell a little bit like fall last night, actually. When I was coming in from walking the dog, I was like, oh, it smells like fall. Isn't it so funny? It smells like it's about to be Halloween, which is like, no, that's the temperature moving in the wrong direction. That's the smell of the temperature dropping. I want the temperature to be going up, I say. I'm very excited for the temperature to go up. I was looking through all of my outfits today because I was like, what am I going to wear for stream? And I have so many beautiful, fun dresses. And I've purchased each and every one of these beautiful, fun dresses with the delusion that some guy is going to take me out on a date and I'm going to wear this dress while somebody else is nice to me. I don't think so. I'm going to wear those dresses and I'm going to be nice to myself. Very nice to myself. So nice to myself. And so that's why I was playing Silent Hill 3. It's like October, winter. It's October weather here, and it's time to start playing Silent Hill. I agree. We were talking about playing Resident Evil earlier, and now I'm like, do I just want to replay Resident Evil? Yes. Yes, I do. I love it. It's also so exciting. So I've been going to physiotherapy. We're like kind of at the end of March, right? I've been going to physiotherapy for about 3 months. I'm so happy. You guys, I'm so happy because I think I've averted disaster. I don't know. I mean, not necessarily. The disaster can always, I could be walking down the street and get hit by a car. You know what I mean? But I felt the disaster brewing in my body. I really, really did. For a long time, I had this, I'm a very visual thinker. Like I see images really clearly in my head, almost to the point of synesthesia. And I had this synesthesia kind of idea in my head that the core of my body, like I was a voodoo doll maybe, my body was made up of like a fabric outer layer, which is slowly being worn down through time and effort. And then my internal structure was basically just fluff. I had so much difficulty. I didn't even realize how much difficulty I had at actually just feeling my body and truly feeling my body. So at the center of this like voodoo doll of my own body that I imagine is piano wire that's like white hot piano wire. It's terrible. It's a nightmare. And I felt this for my whole life, like that the core of my being was really, really tight. And what I didn't realize is that is true. That is true. Our bodies are made up literally of layers and layers of muscle. And the basest layer of our muscles are the most attached to the reptilian part of our brain. The reptilian part of our brain being like the physically lowest part of our brain when they talk about the cerebellum, when they talk about the spinal cord. The bottom part of our brain, which is also like the most insular part of our, like the most like inside, and the rest of it's like the higher functioning and frontal functionings. That's our reptilian brain. That was what developed and taught us to survive by watching out for danger. And it's difficult that we can't quiet that part of ourselves very easily because it's so intrinsically linked to our literal survival. And it's not within our fucking wheelhouse as human beings to turn off our will to survive. And oh my goodness gracious, when I was at my massage therapy appointment last week, my massage therapist is working so hard. She's literally been working so hard for so many years. So I'm going to see her for like about 2 years now. Over 2 years, I think. Maybe like around 2 years. Maybe a year. I have no idea what time it is. It's a glass circle. She works so hard on my back for a full hour. And then right before like I flip over and then she doesn't like massage my titties, unfortunately. But she does massage like the back of my neck and like the back of my head using my own body weight. It's wonderful. Before she does that, she like pushes just like sort of gently all over my back. And it kills me that I apologized to her, which is so funny and so silly and so unnecessary. I'm really, really glad with her response to it. I apologized to her because as she was pushing my back, I could feel the muscles. You know what? I should crack open an anatomy textbook and I should really look this up because maybe having the visual knowledge of the way that the muscles interconnect will help me visualize actually relaxing the individual muscle clusters, because I could feel how tight it was all back here. I could feel how tight it was all back here. And I can feel how tight it makes it under here, and it gives me that like unattractive little double chin. And then I can feel how tight it makes me here, and then it makes me just like the tightness just radiates from the sort of like central point of my nervous system right back here, and it goes everywhere out. And what I noticed is that without going to massage therapy, without going to psychotherapy, and without going to physiotherapy, that tightness would have taken from me my body. And I'm gonna say this in a kind of rude way, but when misogynists and incels describe women hitting the wall, I think what they might somehow be observing is the physical toll, the physical locking down of the base layer of our muscles in connection to the base layer of our brain, and just turning people into the sort of grumpy old version of themselves. Because we can see people, Eva Longoria is such a wonderful example of this. Eva Longoria is 50 years old and she looks like she's my age. And it's not because she's had a phenomenal amount of plastic surgery, which she probably has, but I think it has to do with her finding ease in her body, which means she's not carrying around this like unfair intrinsic weight that so many of us do. When women's bodies finally succumb to this intrinsic weight, and then you see them sort of adopt an older woman posture, the posture of a matronly woman, it happens slowly. It happens when men get their like patriarchal body, when they get their fucking Donald Trump body. They don't see that as any great loss, because they sort of like celebrate this like top heavy, scrawny legged nonsense. It's not very good. Joe Biden's body Joe Biden has a youthfulness about him because Like, even when he trips, even when he falls, he's still moving really quickly. He still has, like, that ease in his body. And I think it speaks to the base level relaxation in his nervous system, where he's lived a life that has felt good to him, has felt safe to him, has felt fulfilling to him. Joe Biden is disgusting. Not really the topic of conversation right now. We're not talking about his politics. We're just talking about an old man's body. We're just talking about our bodies aging and the different ways that our bodies age. So we're not going to get into any kind of politics. I know that I'm using political figures to make this conversation, but that's also because we see politicians on camera the most just being themselves, but we see actors on camera acting with their bodies, and that's not a good example of like what our bodies are actually like. That's a good example of what like actors' bodies are actually like, but politicians' bodies are usually a little bit more akin to regular people's bodies, Arnold Schwarzenegger being the obvious exception, and Ronald Reagan being the obvious devil. Yeah. In many ways, politicians are actors as well. In many ways, politicians go through the same process of actors, and they do a lot of the same, like they're reading prepared words that need to sound natural, like their own thoughts and feelings, but also being on doesn't make you an actor. You know what I mean? So like, I think what you're really seeing is like politicians are really on. We describe that as like they're being very on. They're answering questions. They're being engaged. They're listening and feeling. And like those are things that actors do as well, but that's just like an actor turning it on. It's not actually acting. Yeah. I love this idea about this sort of like, oh man, this like oversimplification of it where it's like, well, because politicians have prepared answers for questions, that makes them liars. It's like, no, that's just thoughtfulness. Putting on a play requires a significant amount of thoughtfulness. It doesn't just happen by accident. Just like getting into politics doesn't just happen by accident. It's not really, it isn't like that TV show in Ukraine that then kind of was like real life. It is more actually just like real life. When my best friend was in medical school, her teachers were like, do you want to know who is most likely to be sued for medical malpractice? And the people in the class were like, the doctors who make medical malpractice mistakes? And the teacher was like, nope, no. You are most likely to be sued as a doctor for medical malpractice if you have bad bedside manner. If you don't know how to turn it on. If you don't know how to, like, actually connect with the person in the room with you openly, authentically, presently. If you have bad bedside manner, you are way apparently more likely to be sued for medical malpractice. And I think in a lot of industries, that's similar. You definitely want to go to the dentist that makes you feel a little bit more relaxed. You definitely want to go to the dentist that makes you feel a little bit more at home, a little bit less stressed out. And how does a dentist possibly do that while jamming sharp objects into your teeth? Well, they have good bedside manner. They explain what they're going to do. They move in a way which creates a sense of predictability and thoughtfulness. Again, that thoughtfulness is so nice. But then also thoughtfulness has been really demonized recently. There was, again, this video that I watched on Reddit this morning by, I feel bad that I can't remember the YouTuber's name. It had something to do with nautical philosophy, it seemed like, because I think I remember their profile picture was a compass. And it was about the dangers of stupidity. And Ritus, my love, all of the moderators, every one of you needs to watch this video about the dangers of stupidity, because I feel like this is what we're feeling when we get to deal with some of the less emotionally mature chatters that come into the stream. Yes. Those are the words that I'm going to use to describe our circumstance. Because, rightus, as we talked about yesterday, I am no longer framing my life in the way of other people treating me. Which means if you're going to be an asshole to me, I am going to accept it in my acceptable ways. I'm not going to frame it as like, oh, well, you're being an asshole because you're going through this, that, and the other thing. Nope. I'm just going to be like, you're being an asshole to me. I feel disgusted by that. Get away from me. Feelings. Was it Philonautica? That sounds right. That sounds right. Correct. Yeah. So he put out a video about the dangers of stupidity. It was an excellent, I was listening to it while I was cleaning in the kitchen and sort of tidying up my entire house today. Oh man, and it was talking about how stupidity is more dangerous than upright evil. Stupidity is far more dangerous and far more sinister than just outright evilness. I put it in the mod room. We all get to watch it. It's very well done. It's very well done. I liked his video. I will probably watch more of his channel. People who are evil, people who are behaving in malicious ways, it explains in the video, based on this like philosopher's ideas. He was a German philosopher. This guy had a lot of feelings about evil, let me tell you. Being a German at the turn of the last century. He talked about how it's so universal. It's so universal. It's why arranged marriages have permeated so many different cultures. It's why kink is so commonly found inside of all these cultures as well. There is a very, very deep part of us. Maybe it's the lizard brain that's attached to the lizard muscles that are so tense in our body. We want to be told what to do. We want to be told what to think. ContraPoints talks about this a lot in her conspiracy video, that it's comforting to divine the secret knowledge. It feels excellent to have sense be made out of the anomalies of life that terrify us. She does a great job of talking about how conspiracies are very dependent on anomalies. Just weird things. We all know that weird things happen. I was trying to level a shelf in my bedroom. There were two different types of screws that were holding this shelf in place. The two different types of screws were not compatible with each other. One was a Phillips head. Oh wait, is the cross Phillips? Pardon me. One of them was the cross head, which I think is Phillips, or maybe that's flat, I can't remember. And the other screw was a Roberts head. A Roberts head screw is a Canadian design screw. Thank you very much. We all love a Canadian screw. It has a square opening. This square opening creates a gigantic amount of surface pressure transferred between the screwdriver head and the screw. It's excellent. It's like kind of difficult to, if you're not really deep into it and you're a little bitch, not, fully driving into the screw, you can strip it, but then you can always push down further and get into it and fix it. It's just really good. I love a Roberts head. All this is to say, I had an anomalous event taking down this shelf and putting it back up. I was using a screwdriver with interchangeable heads. I was paying attention to what I was doing. I used the Phillips head screwdriver to unscrew the Phillips head screw. I changed the screwdriver head to take out the Roberts head screw. And then when I was putting it back up, I finished putting it up and I realized I hadn't changed the screwdriver head. It was still the Roberts head. And I had put the screw in the wall using the wrong screwdriver head, but it was in the wall. It was an anomaly. It just didn't make sense. I must have maybe blacked out for a second and changed them and just didn't even realize it. Or there was a glitch in the Matrix and I didn't change it and the simulation didn't catch up to it and it just let it happen as a glitch. Like, it was just a weird thing that happened. But conspiracy theorists will latch on to weird things that happen and then use them as evidence of a larger idea, a larger something, because what was the word that she uses? So it's like narrative weight. We're so used to hearing stories with like Chekhov's guns, with like even red herrings. We're so used to listening to stories where big important things that happen are the result of big important things. But in reality, sometimes big important things happen, like the pandemic. ContraPoints uses as the example, because of small, stupid, almost non-consequential things. Like, somebody got sick, and that sickness combined in a way that created fucking coronavirus. Or it was engineered in a lab and that escaped, and who knows what the fucking truth is. Anyways, all this is to say, we want sense in the world. We need sense in the world. Our lizard brain is telling us that we're never safe. And so we're at war with ourselves trying to find safety. And we often find safety using narratives. But then that's a maladaptive coping mechanism, because it turns us into where we are right now as a society, which is like very especially in Western society, rather. I don't know what's going on in the rest of the world. I can barely pay attention to my own fucking house. It's so overwhelming. The rest of the world feels very out of reach. But what we're noticing is a lot of people turning like away from intellectualism, away from critical thinking, and latching on to like these crazy niche beliefs. We have actual American politics who are like, there are Jewish space lasers. And why are so many conspiracies hinging on Jewish people? Well, there's a huge historical context for that. That again just goes back to sometimes weird things happen, anomalous things happen. A rat gets sick and it starts the bubonic fucking plague and it spreads it all over the place. People wanted to blame Jews for that. Why? Why fucking not? It didn't make sense that this huge, terrible disease could be because they themselves were dirty and there were fucking rats everywhere. They wanted to blame a large group for a large problem. And historically, people pick Jews or they pick Asian people. In Canada, we picked Asian people. We brought a whole bunch of Asian people into Canada, forced them, I am pretty sure, to build our railroad, which then created this beautiful, wealthy country that we now get to enjoy. Jesus Christ. And then Canada had concentration camps where they locked up a bunch of Asian people. And don't even get me started on what we did to our native, our Aboriginal inhabitants, and the ways that we, even in my lifetime, dehumanized them and literally tortured children. Like government-sanctioned child murder and torture. There's a historic precedent for this throughout time. A lot of like old artifacts that we find that relate to the governance of people, we can see these fucking blame immigrants on all your problems, and it's like, it's literally never been immigrants who are the problem. It's literally never been them. But that does seem like a convenient, easy solution to blame somebody else for all of your individual complex problems. Maybe screwdrivers are crude and just work regardless of the head. It was just very confusing to me because I know myself, and I feel like in the moment with the screwdrivers, I would have noticed that it wasn't working because I was using the wrong screwdriver head, and then I would have changed it. But none of that happened, and it just worked even though it was the wrong one. And that was just a weird thing that happened. There's no greater conspiracy, there's nothing more complicated. But that's just because I have other perspectives in my life that takes that weird moment and shrinks it down to just the anomaly that it truly is. A lot of people are so overwhelmed with everything else in their life, they are not able to parse out what is relevant and what is irrelevant. Everything becomes relevant with the same weight that it doesn't deserve. So not to derail the point, but there are combo screws that accept both Phillips and Roberts, and it's called Quadrax. It definitely wasn't one of those. I have those. I recognize those ones as well. This was not one of those. Because if it was, then I wouldn't have had to change the screwdriver head to take the screws out of the wall. But I couldn't get them out of the wall without changing them because they were two very different screws. Also, the way that the shelf was put up, like, not only were the inserts of the screwdriver head different, but the flatness. Like, one of the screws had to be flat and one of the screws had to be bulbous. So, like, there was numerous differences in these screws that definitely required the screwdriver head to be switched. And I remember switching it the first time, and then somehow at the end of doing it, of putting it back up, I was like, I didn't switch it. It's still on the Robert's head. It was just weird. It was just weird. And there are, like, reasonable explanations out there in the world. Maybe it is. Maybe I'm completely wrong about the screws and you guys are totally right. And I just wasn't really paying attention because I got other stuff going on. But the reality is it doesn't matter because it just doesn't. It just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If we're in a simulation and the simulation glitched and there was evidence of it, it's neither here nor there. Hey, you forget things when you're drinking screwdrivers. I was not drinking screwdriver. Oh, I don't often drink a screwdriver. The acidity of the orange juice and the, like, intense pungent alcohol of vodka is a bit intense on my tummy. And no, thank you. I do like a vodka soda. Something about the carbonation, I think, helps the, like, alcohol not sit so heavy in my stomach. Does that make sense? Probably not. It's just a feeling. Yeah, the billionaires drive all the talk to the immigrants so they don't have to pay their taxes. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, Gary Economics was talking. He was like, there's no, like, one simple solution to solve all of our problems, except for maybe just taxing the rich. That actually might solve a ton of problems, and it is a relatively simple solution. The difficulty is that rich people are like, I really fucking hate paying taxes. They rightfully are like, oh, there's a lot of corruption in government, and so the money that I pay into my government taxes is just going into the pockets of corrupt people. I mean, they're not wrong. That's, like, that is a truth as well. But the solution is not not paying. The solution is not hoarding wealth. The solution is working towards less government corruption, which again is just like, let's just tax more of these, like, billionaires and millionaires. Like, you should never be allowed to be a billionaire. Taxes should definitely keep that from happening. Oh, Gary's great. I love Gary Economics. Yeah. He does, like, a great job of explaining, Gary does in his economics videos. He does a great job of explaining how you would have the working class, and then you have the wealthy class, and then you have the government. And those three groups transfer wealth around. And that's how good capitalism should work. Yes, you can have the wealthy class. I'm not saying that, like, people shouldn't be allowed to become wealthy, for sure. I'm sure that's fun for a lot of people. But also, working class people deserve to have literally just the basic amenities like houses and food. And so it's supposed to work with these three systems all together. But then the wealthy people just discovered that they can steal money through wage theft from the working class, and then they don't have to participate in the cycle. They can just, like, put the brakes on the cycle if they just buy politicians, and then turn politicians into the wealthy, and then basically eradicate the working class by manipulating the government. The thing that was stopping wealthy people from doing that in the past was this idea that wealthy people can't just... It can't just be wealthy people. You know what I mean? Like, there has to be poor people. We need to have different types of people working at different levels of... Until they realized, no, there don't need to be poor people. We can just replace them with computers. We can just replace them with computers. We don't even need poor people. So, like, I guess they don't need us anymore. They're okay with us just dying. Oh, it sucks. We get to do a little French Revolution. We get to do a little, we're gonna have to cut some heads off of some monarchs. And it's gonna be messy and it's gonna be terrible, but we're probably gonna create some great art in the process. And that's what it means to be human. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think we're all very excited for Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez to run for president. I think a lot of people are really looking forward to that. I know I am. I know I am. I know. I know I am. Yes. Again, not that there's like easy solutions just like in one place, but it's fun to dream about a healthy future for us. It's fun to dream of a healthy future for us. It's bracing to be able to like look into history and be able to recognize that like we have often gone through periods of really, really terrible, uncertain upheaval, and we have consistently as human beings risen above and become better versions of ourselves. Yes, we have become better versions of ourselves over time, and we still can. Yeah. I'm not giving up hope just yet. I think seeing other people not give up hope and, just so many good memes. So many good memes. You guys, if we give up hope, then we won't get to enjoy the exquisite pleasure of dunking our face in an ice bath at 4 a.m. and then rubbing a banana peel all over our face. And then doing a whole bunch of other really insane early morning, handsome, black influencer daily things. There's so much good in the world. Like memes. Yes. We can't give up hope. I'm pretty close. They're clearing out Fort Knox for bitcoins. I mean, I was thinking the other day that I was like, wow, all money is debt. Like, money doesn't even exist. Money is just an idea that we decided was what we were going to base all of our value on in the society. But also, it just doesn't exist. It's not real. It's all debt. You're in my debt. Because I take your money. You're in my debt because I take your money. Oh, what are you going to do to get out of my debt? It's just nonsense. I don't think it was rude or inappropriate of the people on the Titanic to enjoy the music by the band. I think that's how I'm kind of like settling right here, right now, in 2025, watching things unfold in the world. It's so hard to not feel like I'm on a sinking ship, and so maybe I need to stop trying to pull my thoughts away from I'm on a sinking ship. Maybe it's okay just to like lean into that and accept it. Okay, we're on the sinking ship. Of course, okay. I acknowledge it. I can see the danger around me for what it truly is. I'm not going to be ignorant of it. I'm not going to be stupid. In that video, the video about the dangers of stupidity, it talks about how people are not born stupid. It's something like a maladaptive coping mechanism that they adopt over time. And in the face of what they feel like is no other choice. It's okay to notice that the ship is going down, and at the same time, you can recognize that the music playing by the band is beautiful. And that music is beautiful, and that music will be beautiful the next time it's played, and has been beautiful every time before, and that being in that moment does connect you to the bigger elements of life, and it's okay if our life isn't going to be bigger than what it is. I've been listening a lot to the Prince of Egypt as well, especially the song, I think I even sent it to you, right, the other day, especially the song Through Heaven's Eyes. I just really feel like Elon Musk would be a better person if he could listen to the lyrics from Through Heaven's Eyes from the Prince of Egypt and really listen to them. Really listen to them. Really listen. Because I don't think he's really listening. I don't think he's looking at his life through heaven's eyes. I really don't. You did send me that song. I love it. A single thread in a tapestry, though its color brightly shines, can never see its purpose in the pattern of the grand design. And the stone that sits on the very top of the mountain's mighty face doesn't think it's more important than the stones that form the base. That line in particular, the stone that sits on the very top of the mountain's mighty face, doesn't think it's more important than the stones that form the base. That feels so good. It feels so lovely. It feels so right. It feels so excellent to be able to connect with even... Man, I live in like a rough part of Toronto. There are people in my neighborhood who are very different from me. Who are so different from me, it does make me afraid. I can't deny that. These people are so different from me. I have a shallow, reactive worry that they're so different from me that they could hurt me. That they are othered. And although it's very painful to have the awareness that I'm 2 bad months of streaming away from being a homeless person myself. Absolutely. Sure. Maybe 3 months. But I am not any different from people who just like look and behave differently from me at all. And I think it's one of the most insidious and nasty things of our humanity is that we feel that people who look and act differently from us could not be like us at all. We reject their humanity and then we invariably reject our own. Well, as far as Elon Musk goes, he's on so many drugs. He's on so many drugs. It is taking such an incredible toll on his body. If you look at photos of him from even a couple of years ago, the difference between his face and his body, and I was talking about how misogynistic incels will talk about women hitting the wall, and how I was like, oh, I can kind of see what they're talking about, how like there's a weight in your body that a lot of us adopt as we get older, this tightness in our body that sort of denotes the you know, relinquishing of youngness, of youth, of spryness, and then it makes you like an old head, a grumpy old person. And like Ellen is hitting it. He absolutely is. The drugs are, I mean, he might think that the drugs are elevating him. He might feel like he's getting higher with these drugs, but we can see he's not. His body is not elevating. He's not becoming a more attractive version of himself. He's not becoming a more relaxed version of himself. He's not becoming a more authentic version of himself. We're seeing him, and it's a very false, it's a very sad, it's a very shallow version of himself. The playing with the silverware was so pathetic. I wonder if he's behaving so... And then this is like my own conspiracy brain going, he can't just be behaving like a child because he's literally high out of his fucking mind on ketamine and drugs. He can't just be like hating and fighting against all of these perceived enemies instead of, you know, just recognizing that he's actually hurting individuals, and these people are reacting from a place of survival, not from a place of like spiteful malice. He doesn't recognize any of that. Is he really just that emotionally immature? And I think yes, he just might be. And oh God, I find it so disgusting. I find it so disgusting. I hope he gets better one day. hope we get to also read the headline that his health is just exactly the way we want it to be. One day. Dang, V, I love this outfit. Thanks, it's cute. He'd be better if we stuffed him through the needle. We stuffed him through the hole of a needle. I think we're gonna make it into a 50-50. Some will align with AI in the future, and others will align with like the spiritual world. I'm like almost on board. If AI was like, hey girl, hey, what if we cut humanity out of it and we just make it robots and animals? I'd be like, do you promise to make the animals happy? And the robots would be like, yeah, I promise to make the animals happy. I was trained on what are cats. So like, I'm pretty into animals. I feel like I might be like, all right, push the button, no more humanity. It's just all animals and robots now. Trump himself said that he stopped growing emotionally at 5 years old. And we believe people when they tell us who we are. And we believe people. Hoping his health is the way we want it to be is similar to the have the day you voted for. Strong agree with both sentiments. Oh, did we get a snap election? Are we voting for, are we doing a new, in Canada? Yeah, I think we, ooh, new election. I love voting. I love voting. I think I might become like politically activated in Canada. Having not done pornography on the internet and not shown my butthole extensively, I think I have just the edge I need to be relatable to my constituents. Yeah, Prime Minister V, absolutely. Yes, I'm gonna go register with the NDP. They are my party. I look beautiful in orange. It's definitely my color. I love the NDP. I really, really do. I don't know how I personally feel about our boy Jagmeet Singh. I've heard some stuff, like, publicly. I've heard some stuff privately, but that's neither here nor there. He is not the NDP. I am an NDP girly. Yay! Oh, cool. Man, do you know what I love about Canada is that we're just like, we're gonna do an election. It's not gonna be 2 fucking years of campaigning. It's gonna be 6 weeks of campaigning. Let's get this fucking over with. We as Canadians have better shit to do than long ass garbage fucking campaigning for politics. Why are you sitting like that? On my ass. I actually have like a really serious medical condition that makes me sit on my ass like a stupid commoner. Even though I appear to be an exquisite, beautiful goddess who should be levitating above countless men's open mouths. I agree. I agree, dude. I agree. Good question. Good question. Thank you. Thank God for Canada. I live it. I love it. I actually was like, I might sing "Oh Canada" every morning. It's just like part of my daily existence. Just like pump up "Oh Canada" every morning. Sing "Oh Canada" loudly to my city every morning. Yo, that question was actually so bad it stopped everybody in chat in their tracks. Maybe my answer was so good it stopped everybody in their tracks. No, probably not that one. Okay, so it's not that second one now. Oh, you guys. Do you know what I still think about? I still think about that guy in chat who was like, no, don't get Botox. No, don't get Botox. And all I've been thinking about is how excited I am to get Botox in my masseter jaw muscles so that I don't have TMJ. So that I stop grinding my teeth. So that I stop having this like chronic tightness in my face. I hate it. I'm becoming really, really acutely aware of it. I think it might be because I'm releasing tension in other parts of my body. It's kind of starting to like culminate in the extremities. So like the extremities of my head, the extremities of my fingers, the extremities of my toes. I don't want this jaw tension anymore. I fucking hate it. And it is actually exhausting. I can feel my face aching at the end of the day, which is not very nice. Well, they've come to expect the good answers at this point. That's so wonderful. That makes me feel like I'm doing the right thing. 33 and a virgin. Am I what's called an incel? I have no idea how you would label yourself. I think it's incredibly important for each and every one of us to stop telling our story in relation to how other people treat us. Virginity doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. That's just how some people decided to or decided not to engage with you. That doesn't define who you are. There are so many wonderful butchers, bakers, candlestick makers, and it doesn't matter if any of them have sex. They are contributing to society in the most valuable ways imaginable. Who gives a fuck about sex? Will Botox change the shape of your face? Yes. I have, like, the muscles in this part of my face are swollen. They're like tight, they're tense, they're swollen. So it might shrink the lower part of my face, which might make me look a little bit older, to be honest. Because right now, this part of my face is quite round and like quite chubby. Like I do still, like, I've retained my kind of chubby cheeks, which does make me look kind of younger than I am. Usually women my age are like a little thinner through their face here because that's where you start losing fat. So we'll see. If I don't like how I look, that'll be a first. I'm usually pretty okay with how I look no matter what it is. Yeah. It can though, actually, Tigger. My physiotherapist made it very clear to me that getting masseter Botox might change the shape of my face. It actually might. And she showed me, there was like a really great example. You can look it up. Because there's a specific term for the bulkiness of overly stressed muscles relaxing and becoming thinner. It's like called like hypertrophy. Like it's not. It's like I think it has to do with like the idea of like when your muscles atrophy from disuse, but this is the muscles relaxing from overuse. I'm not exactly sure what the word is, but you guys can look it up and probably figure it out. She said it so many times, and every time she said it, I was like, you're like casting a magic spell from Harry Potter. I have no idea what that word is. So complicated and crazy sounding. Yeah. What I'm mostly looking forward to is that getting the Botox in my overly tense jaw muscles is going to help my jaw actually sit underneath my face, which will hopefully get rid of this like truly atrocious tongue root tension that I have. I have a lot of tongue root tension, which I really, really, really dislike, and it's causing me to get a double chin. And I am too thin for a double chin. It's not fat, it's overly tense muscles in my jaw and in my face, and it makes me feel so sad that I'm like, I have CPTSD jaw. Like, this tightening in this part of the face and the neck and the body is very closely associated. It's like one of the main symptoms of complex post-traumatic stress disorder. It's kind of like the first and foremost physical bodily symptom is chronic tightness. And so I hate it. I don't like it. I don't like that I'm like, oh, bad things happen to me to the point that it's negatively affecting me, like negatively affecting literally how I function. It feels terrible, but again, I get to not frame my life in relation to what was done to me, but rather what I've done with what I have, which is worked so hard on my body to be able to come to a good place of healing. A good place of healing. Yes. Also, I'm going to be 35 very soon. I'm allowed to get a little bit of Botox. I've waited until my 35th year of life to begin doing any kind of like anti-aging, like facial stuff. And I think that's good. I think I've like allowed my face to age very naturally. And I think that's the best way of doing it. And like, it's going to continue to age naturally, but the jaw tension is not natural. That's actually unnatural. And so I don't think I need to like keep that to stay natural. I think it's more natural to get the Botox, relax the muscles, and actually set myself back down to neutral. I deserve a little neutral. All right, get your Botox, but don't forget the activator and the stabilizer. And make sure that you respect the time, respect the boundary. Remember, you are one. I like love to imagine what I would say if I became like a famous actor and I got to sit and like do interviews with people. And I definitely think that I would go on camera and be like, oh, this is so amazing. I want to first of all thank Tina Fey for taking the substance. It's your week next week, baby. I'm not Tina Fey, but I like to think that I'm like a sassy, smart brunette woman like Tina Fey. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna take my second break of the stream. Oh, I'll take a picture of my butt for you. Yay! You guys keep your eyes on my Instagram. Butt picture incoming. Hello again. I posted a butt photo for you on Instagram. Go and enjoy it. You're gonna love it. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, I did. It's fine. I'll wrap it out. It's good. How's it going, babies? What the fuck? Why would they do that? So there was a Paddington Bear statue that was like destroyed. Oh my god, I can't believe I'm saying this. There's a Paddington Bear statue that was destroyed, and apparently 2 Royal Air Force engineers admitted to the damage. There's literally nothing. There is no punishment harsh enough. There's no punishment harsh enough for those fuckers. Throw the book at them. I can't. I don't fuck with people who are mean to Paddington. I love Paddington. He's my boy. Hey, I appreciate the butt photo. You're doing the Lord's work. Do you like that I added the bouncing tennis ball on my butt? I loved that. That's my sense of humor. This person's like, why is there a tennis ball bouncing on your butt? I love that I did that, and I'm like, I nailed it. This was so good. And the first comment in chat is, why is this? It's like, bitch, if you have to ask, you don't deserve the answer. If you have to ask, you don't deserve the answer. There we go. Now they're there. I like it better when it's more of a like halter top. I think it looks nicer as a halter top, but I like use an extra little strap to hold them together. But I took it off to take the photo because I like how it looks from the back without the extra strap. No, I forgot it. No, I got this extra fucking strap on me. No, they're not good enough for marmalade sandwiches. Marmalade's fucking delicious. Oh, that's a great picture, and I also love that song. Yeah. I didn't get a lot from the Big Turk, I'll be honest. That relationship was mostly just him taking and taking and taking and taking from me in a really negative way. But he did give me a couple of really nice songs, and I really do like that one. That song's really nice. The Sportsman song is so fun. That Instagram story has got me sitting here one-handed. My little white shorts, inspiring some sort of masturbatory exercise. I was gonna say excursion, but I'm like, no, you're not excursion. There's no scourge. We took his playlist. It's interesting. Unfortunately, sometimes you kind of notice that some people love to say that they're like, oh, this is totally who I am. And it's like, no, that's your hobby. And then you scratch under the surface and you're like, oh no, that's not your hobby. This is exactly who you are. And like with the Big Turk, he wasn't a very deep person. He was really cool. And one of the most devastating and awful things about being cool is that I think it forces you to stagnate into a shallow way of existing, because exploring new things, being silly, making mistakes, getting messy, those things are not traditionally seen as being compatible with being cool. And so people who are moving towards being viewed as being really cool are not encouraged to have depth. It's almost like it's not cool to have depth. It sucks. If you have depth, people ask you if you are, like, if you have ADHD, basically. Fun story, I have a super dark joke on my dating app, and it got a like from a therapist yesterday. I don't know how that made me feel. I'm always very surprised by people who are like, what? The consequence of my own action? Like, so you put like a dark, edgy joke in your dating profile and you never even thought to consider what you might feel like if somebody were to respond positively to that dark joke? So did you put that, I mean, I guess I have to ask you now, Yokai James, did you put that joke in your profile to repulse people from you? But someone in the field of mental health, do do you believe that, like, mental health professionals are all, like, overly sensitive, dyed blue hair feminazis who can't take jokes? Because it was more of a test on their humor. No, it was just interesting. James? I think you're telling on yourself a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, look, I can't handle a deep V dive right now. I think you're telling on yourself a little bit. I think you are. I think it's very interesting the ways that people talk about their own experiences without recognizing that your perspective on your actions and your experiences tells me a lot about who you are. So much. And I guess that's interesting too. That's interesting. That's all. It's just that it's interesting. I don't think I'm gonna do dating apps anymore. I didn't even have anything written in my dating app because I was like, guys don't really give a fuck. I could write anything. I could literally write anything. Guys aren't gonna read it. They're just gonna look at my pictures and be like, okay, whatever. Or they're gonna look at my pictures and be like, no, absolutely not. I highly doubt that any guy is gonna be like, oh, the deciding factor for me and this bitch getting together is what she thinks and feels. Hardly ever the case, to be unfortunately honest, on dating apps. Which isn't to say in real life, but then in real life I actually get to communicate right away with my words and my presence instead of just like passively doing it on a dating app. Marissa says, my Tinder bio just says I'm the wittiest guy around or something. I mean, that doesn't really tell me anything about you other than the fact that you think you're better than other people, which unfortunately I know that you're not. Like, to be honest, if I saw that in a dating profile, I'd be like, ooh, that's a sort of like lacking. Oh, not the wittiest, sorry, the whittlest. Oh, my bad. I'm the whittlest guy around? You know what? That's not much better. That's not as bad. I mean, I'm not all of a sudden like, whoa, you're lacking a ton of like self-awareness. I misread. I'm so sorry. The L and the I looked really similar from here. But the whittlest, I don't think it's very sexy to imagine somebody who's shrinking away from me. I, to be honest, as a woman, find that kind of exhausting, where it's like, oh God. Okay, so I'm gonna get to break down your walls while I'm also working on my own bullshit, and I'm gonna get to build you up as well, because I think I also have a knee-jerk reaction to people trying to make themselves like the itty-bittiest baby version of themselves. I feel I can't separate myself from this. I feel like immediately you're trying to manipulate me. I don't need you to tell me that you're a vulnerable little baby. I could probably assess that for myself. And if you are trying to convince me that you're a vulnerable little baby, I'm going to distrust you. Kind of weird. I'm gonna meet people the old-fashioned way. Go to a bar, whatever people used to do. Same. I've never had luck with online dating. I'm not even gonna try. And I brought you to the sex club and all you did was stare at me in my bikini. I was like, go talk to other people. Go be social. And you were like, no, V, I'm just gonna stare at you in your tiny micro bikini. Like an idiot. Can you blame me? I mean, I wasn't getting more naked from my bikini. You could have looked away for 20 minutes and then looked back at me. I would have been dressed the exact same. Yes, you could have gone away for like 10 minutes, 5 minutes. Instead, Ian had the hilarious audacity to be like, sorry, I'm just leaning into you and getting closer to you because I'm having difficulty hearing you. And I actually laughed at him out loud at the sex club. And I was like, dude, everyone's listening to our conversation. Everyone can hear me. You don't make any sense. And then he was like, oh, right. And then we went and we sat down and it was cool. Hey, we were just hanging. Oh my god, Nevin. Yeah, I mean, for me, I was like, I'm chaperoning you. Like, I'm just here to kind of babysit you in this situation because it's a sex club, so you can't just, like, be a random guy in there. You need to have somebody responsible for you. No, no, no. If Clint was there, then I would just have to be babysitting 2 people. No, thank you. I had to Google what a sex club is. I had no idea those existed. That's so sad. That's so sad. That's so sad. There's a lot of, like, social stigma around sex clubs. There's a lot of, like, the last guy that I was just dating, I invited him to come with me to the sex club. I was like, it's fun. It's very relaxing. The truth is, all of the nicest conversations I've had with strangers in public have happened at the sex club. Normally, for a nice conversation to really happen in public with a stranger is so fucking rare. Most of the conversations I'm having with strangers in public that aren't like transactional, thank you for buying things at my store, thank you for taking my money for the goods and services that I'm getting from your store, have a nice day, have a nice day. Those are all really nice, but like the times that strangers and I have talked at bars or have talked at concerts or have just like talked on the street, usually the first and the overwhelming experience that I get from them is that they want something more from me. The reason they're talking to me is because they've got an idea of what they want from me, and now they're just trying to get something from me. And it's very exhausting because I very rarely have anything to give to other people. I mean, more than just like my attention and my thoughtfulness and my words. And so like recognizing that like, oh, you want something even more from me. Jesus Christ, that's a lot you want from me, Jesus. I shut down really quickly around that, just like automatically. I don't like it. It makes me feel like nervous, I guess. Unbearably so, I'd say. So going to the sex club, they don't want anything from me. Those men at the sex club, sometimes some of them are like, can I fuck your brains out? Excuse me, can I eat your pussy? Was a favorite of mine. That happens, but that's like, it's just easy enough, especially at the sex club, to say, no thank you, and then they're done. And then that's it. That's the end of it. They can't ask me again. Otherwise, that would be like that would constitute harassment. It's great. At a bar, if a guy comes up to me and he's like, hey, can I buy you a drink? And I say no, he's like, I'm still gonna try to have sex with you. I'm just gonna keep using as many different tactics as I can to try to get to the same place. It's exhausting. It's really frustrating. It makes me feel like I can't ever take my guard down in public. But when I go to the sex club, I feel like I can take my guard down. I absolutely do feel like I can keep my guard down because there are so many rules in place that I don't need to enforce any of my own personal rules beyond just expressing yes or no if I want to interact with somebody. I don't need to be afraid that like they're gonna come back and be like, I got the DJ to play your favorite song, so now you have to dance with me. And it's like, oh my god, here's another fucking tactic to just get whatever you want, not recognizing that I don't want to dance with you, I don't want your drink, I don't want to have sex with you. Got a free drink though? Yes, Ian bought me my ginger ale. It reminded me of what a Roman bathhouse would have been like 2,000 years ago. Yeah, I feel like society had a lot more just like sex stuff before the rise of Christianity. The strict rules are necessary and I appreciate them. And a sex club is a place where persistent weirdos can get kicked out, so that's good too. It's wonderful that, what's crazy is that the sex club operates how the world used to, which is that the sex club has very strict rules. It is a world of rules, and rules have consequences in this setting. But what we've seen in reality is that the President of the United States of America can say, grab him by the pussy, and although the rules say you cannot grab women by the pussy, he said that he did it and there was no consequence for what he did. And so what feels terrible is that in the real world, we do have to grapple with this fact that we don't live in a world. We don't live in a world of rules anymore. We live in a rule of like wealth makes right, kind of. And that's not an elegant way of saying it, but I don't know how else to say it. And so if you're poor, Basically, the only rule that you need to obey is, like, listen to rich people. And that feels really depressing, really exhausting. It's nice to go into the sex club and be like, oh, it doesn't matter how much money this person has. They can't make me have sex with them. Whereas in the real world, it's like, if somebody has enough money, they can probably make you have sex with them. Anyways, it's a very fun time. It's a good place. I encourage each and every one of you, if, like, you haven't already, look up your local sex clubs. There's probably a few of them in your city that you didn't even know about. And you might actually connect and meet people that you have a nice time socializing with, instead of having the sort of, like, repetitive, negative, go nowhere social interactions that a lot of us are really exhausted by. My favorite thing about going to the sex club is that it was the, like, age range it's skewed. Well, it depends on when you go. Like, if I go to just, like, lay out on their balcony and tan, then it's, like, older people, because there's a lot of retirees who are there in the middle of the day. But if you go at night, then it's, like, people in their 20s, people in their 30s. Everyone's so fun. Everyone's so sexy. It's great. Well, are the girls in your local club nicely looking? Ew, can we ban that person? That's so gross. The sex club is not about looking at nice-looking naked people. The sex club is about appreciating everybody's body, whether it's quote-unquote nice-looking or not. Ew. Way to this person would get kicked out immediately. I don't like that at all. The best and the most wonderful part about the sex club was actually seeing natural people's bodies, with wrinkles and scars, with fat and rolls. It was just so wonderful to see regular people's bodies, because it is exhausting and fucking disillusioning to have to, like, watch people on TV with all these, like, outrageously, like, tight fucking everything. It's just exhausting. I think Trip Smile is under 18, so I think we're just gonna ban you for being immature. I think that's okay. So long. Thank you for nothing. Yeah. It just doesn't even make sense. I just, like, you know what I mean, right? It's like, his comment doesn't make sense in an anatomy term, where it's like, I don't think you understand how anatomy works. You can't see that part of a naked person just walking around. My local sex club's furniture looks really mid-2000s decor, waiting room. It looks gross. Marissa. That perspective is very repulsive. To be honest, who gives a fuck what the decor is like? I can't help but feel like you're missing the point. And in missing that point, I sense a real lack of emotional depth. You know what I mean? The furniture makes you feel uncomfortable. I think my previous comment stands that you lack an emotional maturity. Being uncomfortable by different furnishings definitely speaks to an inability to have reasonable thoughts. It's unreasonable to just be stressed out by furniture. It truly is. Furniture is not going to hurt you. Furniture does not denote how you feel. I mean, being in a claustrophobic room, maybe, absolutely, yeah. But, I mean, are you over 18, Marissa? Because you're definitely sounding very, very young. And, like, too young is kind of what I'm letting on. Is it a club where people are looking for sex, or is it a club where people like to bond over their love of sex? Sex clubs are mostly, at their base, just clothing optional spaces where people are allowed to engage in sexual activity. So it's like, you just get to go, it's clothing optional, and you get to have sex if you want to. But you don't have to. You don't even have to get naked. You don't have to have sex. You literally can just go for the vibes. Lots of people just go for the vibes because it's just relaxing. Like any regular bar would be relaxing, but with less pretension because people are naked, and clothing does a lot to add to pretension. Yeah. Maybe the furniture's giving bad aura. We get to look inside when we feel those things. We don't blame external forces for the things that are external. Environment is very important. It sets the mood. If it lacks the appearance, the mood is just not there. I disagree. I really do not think that a picture of an empty room would ever actually give you the impression of what it's going to be like when there are people in the room. And I must insist, you guys, that you are behaving in a detrimentally immature way by judging a book by its cover. Oh, I guess somebody's already asked that. Yeah, it's also not really on topic or an interesting conversation. Just like read a book. I'm 23. I associate a lot of feelings with the way things are structured. I don't want to give a whole explainer, but like it's a thing. It's our responsibility to deal with our own anxiety. I think that our anxieties appear in many different ways. But the most important thing that we get to learn about ourselves is that our anxiety is our issue to grapple with. It can be triggered by external things, absolutely, but that doesn't create a fault in anything around us. It sounds like a neurodivergent trait. It just sounds like somebody who doesn't want to deal with their own stuff, and so it's easier just to be like, oh, there's bad vibes over there, I don't like how it looks. It's just immaturity, and that's okay. You're allowed to be immature. You're 23 years old, which is basically a child in my eyes. You're allowed to be immature, but also part of growing up is recognizing I'm judging this space because it doesn't look like how I expect it to, or it's triggering a negative emotion inside of me. What is the truth of that inside of me? That's actually valuable. It's not valuable just to be like, oh, that space looks gross, so I don't like it. I don't want to go there. That's the shallow, cool level that a lot of really miserable people occupy their entire lives. And I'm really trying to encourage you to look deeper. I'm not saying don't have negative feelings. Look at the space. If you have a negative feeling towards it, what could it be about? And it's probably about your own personal anxiety, which is something that you can work on to feel better. You can't just like create beautiful spaces out in the world that are going to be good for you. We have to learn how to be comfortable in all sorts of different spaces. Yeah. You gotta have that club feng shui. Maybe they're on the spectrum with a neurodivergence, absolutely. Again, it's not the responsibility of the world to accommodate our brains or our neurodivergencies. It's our responsibility to accommodate our brains and our neurodivergencies. And it is the work of our life to figure ourselves out, to focus on our narratives and to not just get caught up on what everyone else's narratives are. What about agoraphobia also? Yes, CP, post-traumatic stress disorder and complex post-traumatic stress disorder can attribute to agoraphobia, but agoraphobia is an irrational fear of like going to these outdoor spaces. I would kind of argue that it's not agoraphobia because we have a very rational fear of outdoor spaces. A lot of us do. Furniture Karma Sutra. Constantly change the position of the furniture while having sex. People aren't adults until 30 now. I mean, that's always been the truth. It was weird that I think it was probably just like a product of people getting eaten up by the war machine that we were like, you're totally an adult when you're 21. Please take Ian back to the sex club. No. If I want somebody to fucking stare at me uncomfortably, I will put myself back on Tinder. Definitely more of like a PTSD thing than any of those. And I mean, acknowledge that then. Recognize that you have had things done to you that will make you feel a negative reaction basically to all brand new stimulus. And then you have that negative reaction to whatever brand new stimulus it is, and then you put that away. And then you go, what is my authentic experience? What's not a trauma response? What is actually my intuition? What is actually my desire? It's not the outside spaces for me, it's the outside people. Yeah, the people are, you're right to be afraid of the people. I too am afraid of the people. I fear the people. I want to party at the sex club. I might be going out with friends this weekend too. Yay! Yay, we love going out with friends. Yeah, I'm very excited for this weekend. I've got some, I mean, the weather is hopefully going to be nice. I haven't looked that far. I should look ahead to see what the weather's actually going to be like, because I know that as long as it's not going to be devastatingly cold, I'll be 1,000% more motivated to go outside my house. Anytime it's like a little bit chilly or a little bit rainy, I'm like, oops, gotta stay inside all day and play video games and like read books and catch up on Netflix. Ah, shucks. Oh, sassafras. It's my favorite thing in the whole world. I do love it. Brutal. Yay. Oh, I think everybody should come visit Toronto. Such a beautiful country, such a beautiful city. Oh, I love it here so much. I will fight tooth and nail. I mean, I really don't think that America's gonna actually get on board with invading Canada. I really feel like it's a slim possibility, despite what he's saying. I'm trying to recover from porn addiction, and I was so deep in it that I now find women in nice outfits and such more appealing than when just seeing like a girl nude. I know a lot of guys like that. I literally know so many guys like that who are just like, it's sexier to see a woman wearing like a little outfit than it is to just see a fully naked woman. There's tons of guys like that. There's a lot of them. I call them my viewers. I'm in Toronto right now. I'm on a 1-week trip. Yay, so fun. Oh, it's good. It's a good city to visit. And you're here at a great time. This week is really nice. It's been cold, but it's also been sunny, which is the best you can hope for in Toronto spring. John Wick says, recovering porn addict, put on the chastity cage and throw out the key. No, that's not how we overcome addiction. That's how we traumatize people. Yes. Ugh. I hold a lot of tension right here. Do you guys have some of that? I wonder if I do it in both sides. Probably. Self-massage. I love a good self-massage. I live for a good self-massage. Oh, did you hear all those cracks? Those are my fingers. It's going up to 15 degrees Celsius here on Sunday. Oh my God, Ritus. Yes, that's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear. Okay, so what am I gonna do this weekend? I'm gonna take myself out on a date. I really should take myself out on a date for dinner. I've been doing a lot of I set the table nice at home, and I light a little candle at home, and I give myself a cute little date night at home. But I should actually go sit at the restaurant and go out and eat food prepared for me in the restaurant, because I really enjoy doing that, and I like the social element of it as well. I also want to go to that restaurant and tell them that I want to book them for my birthday, and then discuss with them the possibility of getting this magician, this sleight of hand magician, to come perform for my birthday party, because that's literally the most fun and exciting thing I've ever thought of in my entire life. I love magic. I love magic. I love magic. So I went to this magic show on a date with this guy years ago. He turned out to be awful, but the magician was so good, and I wanted to perform at my birthday party. He was amazing. He got me up on stage. He was like, come be my assistant. I was like, oh yeah, I'd love this. And I don't know how he fucking did it. He was like, pick a number between 1 and 100. And I was like, okay. And I just picked a random number in my head. It was 73. He must have. I have no idea how he got me to pick 73. But he somehow got me to pick 73. And I picked 73, and then he was like, hold out your hand, and I held out my hand, and he put some coins in my hand, and he was like, put those coins in your pocket. And I was like, okie dokie. And then at the end of the whole magic thing, he was like, do you remember the number that you thought of? And I was like, yeah. He's like, tell us what the number was. And I was like, it's 73. And then he was like, take out the change from your pocket, and it was 73 cents. He did so many of these things. I was just like, how? I know that I'm not in on it. I was just there because I was on a date with somebody else. I didn't even know that I was going to bump into a magician that I already knew. So, I know that I'm not in on it. I know that I'm not in on it. How did it work? How did it work? Oh, I love it. I love magic. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Just the idea of sitting there and getting a personal magic show for my birthday is my dream fucking come true. It's so exciting. I'm really looking forward to it. I love it. I gotta message this guy and I gotta book this because it's in a month basically, and so I just gotta make sure that he's available. It will kill me, guys. I will fucking die if he's like, oh no, I'm gonna be in Peru that week. I'll fucking die. Or I'll just like have it a week before or a week after. I really don't give a fuck. Oh yes, I've always wanted to learn some magic tricks. They're very fun. I think you definitely should. You can literally just Google like easy magic tricks and you can start today. And the truth is, if you start today, in 12 months, you'll be amazing at it. It's the most wonderful thing to be a human. And I guess this is the thing that they steal from us by making us sit in class and like learn through textbooks and then sit at work and work on spreadsheets. They really rob us of our, like, the wisdom that we should develop, which is that any of us can become an expert at anything. It's not something that we, I think, would like put if we had to like describe ourselves. I think very rarely would the average person say, and I have the potential to become an expert in this. Very few of us are like, I could become an expert in something. And what's crazy is that's such a lie. The reality is any of us could become a world-renowned expert in whatever the fuck we want. If we have the healthy support to do it. A lot of us don't have the healthy support to do it, and so we do get really caught up in getting stuck in this idea that's like, no, who I am is how other people make me feel, rather than who I am is what I am potentially capable of. Yeah, me being a tiny skinny dude became a really good warehouse worker in 3 months' time. Right, Rightus? And you never would have expected it. Like, if you had told yourself 6 months before that, dude, you're gonna become really ripped. You're literally gonna look at yourself in the mirror and be like, what the fuck? I'm hot. You would be like, there's no way. I don't even believe it could be possible. And it happened right in front of your eyes. I love it. Oh, I love it, I love it, I love it. It makes me so happy. And then makes me feel, and then it makes me like inescapable, this idea that there's like how many Da Vinci's are scrubbing toilets? How many like Maya Angelou's are stuck in dead-end jobs? It's just like, I wish we lived in the world where like little kids could say, I want to grow up to be an artist. And that's just as legitimate as saying, I want to grow up to be a doctor or a firefighter. Getting a job that forces you to work out helps so much with routine. Oh, having a job that makes you physically activated is like, it kind of depends. Because sometimes the jobs that there's like some people in construction who would say the exact opposite, where they're like, no. Like, there's some jobs that require you to sacrifice your body in a really negative way, and that's awful. But there's definitely a difference. There's like a fine line between being physically activated and being like physically burdened. Hairy cows, please don't talk to me this way. I don't appreciate being spoken to in this way. No, thank you. No, thank you, my friend. Also, Rightus, my love, I would recommend you start referring to yourself exclusively as a short king. Yes. I feel absolutely confident that you are a short king. Yeah. You could take some acting classes, Rightus, actually. Now that I think about it. It's so fun. It's so fun. Oh my god. Okay, wait. Going back to acting class. Oh my god. You guys, so you know how I was telling you how the Egyptian man came 30 minutes late for class? Like, the class is only 3 hours long. He was 30 minutes late to fucking class. He left early too. He left early too. I had to hold my tongue because I wanted to be like, what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing that's more important than this $600 class that you signed up for? Clint and Rydas are the same height. Yeah, maybe if you guys were both on your knees in front of me. For white dudes, shins are a lot. Yeah. Get on your knees, idiot. I think he'd still be twice as tall as me. The Big Cheese says that Egyptian guy needed to get to his $601 class that he also booked on the same day. Okay, speaking of double booking classes, when I was in university, I took, what was it? This is so bad. When I was in university, I wanted to graduate, and I was kind of like entitled. I still am. Anyways, I wanted to graduate, and I wanted to graduate on time, and I also wanted to take all the classes that I wanted to take when I wanted to take them, and unfortunately that meant that I had a film class. I had like an introduction to film history class. It was at the same time as like one of my prerequisite classes for like culture and art. But I was like, I really want to take this film class, this film history class, and I have to take this prerequisite class to graduate. And they're kind of at the same time. So I'm just gonna sign up for both and just only go to the tutorial of one of the classes and just never go to the lecture, because the lecture is at the same time as the other class, but the tutorials are separate times. Guys, I took this prerequisite class with Michael, my roommate. I never went to the lecture. I literally never once set foot in the lecture hall for this class, because I was always in this like film history class doing that class instead. I only showed up to the tutorial, and I took this class with my best friend and roommate Michael, and then at the end of the class I got a higher grade than him. I think I graduated that class with a B+, and I'm pretty sure he got a B-, even though he went to every lecture and every tutorial. He got a worse grade, and he thinks it's because he got his hair cut. This is so funny and so ridiculous. Talk about conspiracy theories. He thinks it's because he got a haircut, and then our tutorial leader thought he was a new person. But I was like, babe, that doesn't make any sense. Like, you're a 6'2" black man. I don't think a haircut would really like make you blend in with all the other people at this primarily white person school. But anyways, he was like, the only reason I got a bad grade is because I got a haircut, and the tutorial leader thought I was a new person. No. I think I just like was more willing to bullshit. I really wanted all of my teachers and professors and tutorial leaders, I wanted them to like me. So I was really willing to like push myself to bullshit. And my roommate Michael does not push himself to bullshit. He doesn't. He really doesn't. He does not bullshit you. No. He bullshits. You know what? He reserves all of his bullshit for himself. I love him to death, but he said the words to me, "I'm my own therapist." And I just nodded and smiled and went, okay, I'm gonna lock up all the alcohol. I'm just gonna lock up all the alcohol. That's some fucking, that's not right. That's not good. You cannot be your own therapist, just like you can't be your own heart surgeon or your own brain surgeon or your own orthopedic surgeon. I'm not saying that you can't use your brain and you can't use your heart and you can't use your feet. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that medical intervention needs to be done by medical individuals. Bullshit has gotten me through way too many classes. So what will you do when your streamer career ends? As if it ever took off. So like, what are you gonna do to live if you don't have this hobby that you do for fun? Oh shit, I don't know, fucking kill myself? Probably not that. Probably not that. My teachers so easily like me. I don't know why or how it happens. Even being late does nothing. I think it's because you're genuinely a respectful person, Ritus. Like, you baseline have a good amount of genuine and admirable respect for your fellow human beings. You have a natural empathy inside of you, which just is so wonderful, yeah. I love that this guy is just like, fuck, I really wish that my question had, like, crumbled your ego. It didn't. Your question just shows how fucking stupid and brain dead you are. I'm glad that nobody likes you, dude. I think it's the right way to be. Because you'll be able to grow and change from that person. Yeah. And then that's what we all want. We all want growth and change. That's right, Synergy. I've never had, oh my God, has anybody subscribed today at all? I don't think I've made a single fucking dollar today streaming. Oh no, that guy gave me like $8 earlier. And that was good. Holy shit. I've never had beef with any of my teachers in university, on a pretty great page with all of them except for one accountant teacher who screwed me out of a grade. I'll be honest with you, having like finished school, I don't think about those people at all. And I know for a fact that none of those teachers think about me really either, and I think that's good. I think it's fine. I think it's excellent if you have like a wonderful connection in school, but I don't think it's necessary, and I don't think you should feel like you missed out on anything if you didn't. I think it's like, we have no choice. We have no choice but to go to school. It's kind of illegal not to, so putting extra pressure on it to be some sort of like beautiful transformative experience is, who's that for? I pulled my bloody neck sleeping. I had no idea it would go through my arm. Oh shit. Oh fuck. I hate that. I know that feeling very, very well myself. I am sorry for that. Yeah. Physiotherapy's helped a lot with curbing that rather. Physiotherapy has really, really helped. Mostly because I think a lot of us when we go to sleep are not actually relaxing into sleep. I think a lot of us are laying down and just getting more anxious as we're asleep. Physiotherapy has helped me sleep better, I would say, for sure. Take an Epsom salt bath, my dude. I know guys never take baths, which is like literally such a fucking shame because it's one, we came from a very salty hot soup, and putting yourself back into a very halty salt poop and putting ourselves back in to a very salty hot soup. Woo, hard to say. That's really helpful for us. It genuinely, do you know how I was talking about that reptilian brain? That like base level reptilian brain, which is also like kind of connected to those like really deep baseline muscles that I'm sort of starting to work out with my massage therapist. Yeah. I think the hot baths can help calm the reptilian brain. Our bodies just recognize hot, salty water as the mother goo, the mother gum. Hopefully you feel better though, for sure. Please also, if you got the time or the desire, look up some like neck and shoulder yoga, some like gentle neck and shoulder yoga stretching. YouTube's great for that. There's like 8 billion hours worth of free yoga on YouTube, and there's a reason why people who practice yoga every single day like live these incredibly long lifespans. And there's a reason why it's like such a universally popular practice for so many hundreds of years. Okay, I'm gonna take my last break of my stream. Oh, I'm gonna shake out some tension in my arms. Yeah, and I will be right back, guys. Don't go anywhere. Hello. I came back, had some hummus and crackers. I love a good hummus and cracker. What I really want to do is get into the bath. I mean, I said earlier that like men don't often have baths, and somebody in chat was like, what? Men don't often have baths? That's not true. There's some guys who have baths pretty often. But I also feel like there's, I mean, I don't know. I don't hear about guys having baths as often. Mostly because I guess I'm the only person that I talk to about bathing. Like, I don't know. It's not. If my friends are having a bad day, I'll be like, girl, get in the bathtub. And they'll be like, yeah, okay, I'll get in the bathtub. But if one of my guy friends is having a bad day, I guess I wouldn't necessarily be like, boy, get in the bathtub. What's that? Is that anything? I need to start talking about baths with Ritus more often then. Yeah. Ritus my bath man. I love it. I love the bath. I love the bath. I have lots of good, I have some amazing bath bombs, number one. And as you can see, like in some of my Instagram pictures, because it's like, that's the bathroom door in the behind the butt pictures. I have this like really big pothos plant. I love my big pothos plant. I have this gigantic pothos plant in the shower with me. And so every time I take a bath, I'm like, oh, just me and my plant having a bath together. It's so fun. Shower, bath, shower. Some men don't even shower often enough. So how is men not having baths a stretch? I mean, that's really the thing. Like I was at my friend's apartment building the other day, and I was walking through the hall to go to the elevator, and I walked by, I walked by like just a random door in the apartment building and I could smell, you know, that like stale sweat smell, like the smell of somebody who's never exercised. It's just like the compounded stress sweat of a sad life, and it reeks so badly. And again, I like talk about how I have a little bit of synesthesia. It feels like it wants to grab onto you. Something about that smell is like cloying. Like it's like it wants to pull you into itself. I hate it. I don't like that at all. It's nasty. It's nasty. But I also noticed, you guys, this is so true. And I talked about this with the poet. I'm so sad. I really liked him. I'm so sad. I really liked him. I really let myself daydream that I was gonna have a good connection with this guy, and that this was gonna be the rest of my life. It was gonna be like different. It was gonna be good connections with good people in my life now, and I'm still having difficulty like letting go of that. Hi, Viking. He and I talked about how we both are like, oh yeah, when I get into a bad mood, I'll go like 2 or 3 days and then be like, oh my God, I haven't showered in 2 or 3 days. And it is so closely linked to my mood, where like if I'm in a good mood, I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait to shower. I can't wait to bathe. I can't wait to like do the next thing that I'm going to do and get ready for the next thing that I'm going to do. And yeah, if I have a little bit of depression, if I have a little bit of frustration, like I will literally go days without bathing myself without even realizing it. And then I get to use that milestone of like, V, have you bathed? No, I have not. Why have you not bathed? Are you full of sad feelings? Yes, I'm full of sad feelings. Very familiar. Very familiar. One does so after a breakup. I really liked him. I really liked him. I really liked making him smile, and I really liked making him laugh. And I just really liked being excited to share my day with somebody who I felt like I could trust, would be excited for me no matter what my day was like. And that felt so nice. That felt so wonderful. And I really, really liked him. I did just really, really like him. It's hard letting go of that. And then here's me, if I'm in a bad mood, I'll just stand under the shower head and just let it spray me. Ooh, I love that. Yeah. I mean, that's good. That's a very healthy way of dealing with it. Yeah. I've seen myself relapse into the new person too, and it sucks beyond anything when it doesn't work out with them too. What I get to remind myself of is that comfortable, happy excitement, that infatuation that I was feeling for that guy was real. That was very real. I felt that. It doesn't matter if it wasn't real for him. It doesn't matter that he didn't feel the same things for me and that he didn't like me in the same way that I liked him. And it truly actually doesn't even matter that he wasn't even able to be nice to me in the way that I think I deserve. That's him, and that's his story, and those are his shortcomings and his fault. But what I felt was actually real. I did feel like I was excited and connected. And a lovable version of myself. Oh my God. Oh. And I think that's what feels so terrible about breaking up with somebody. It almost feels like they take away the lovable version of yourself that you discovered with them. But I didn't lose the lovable version of myself just because this guy looked me in the eye and said, "I'll never love you." That doesn't, oh my God, I'm actually gonna burst into tears and cry because this is like the truth of what I'm figuring out about my feelings. It took me like a really, really long time. It took me this like whole week and a day to figure out, why was this so painful? Why does this feel so terrible? And it's because I felt like a very authentically lovable version of myself when he and I were together, because I am. Not because he and I were. And that's like that's really the thing. And I feel like that's what a lot of like people who would even call themselves incels, like the dude who came in earlier and was like, "I'm 31 and I've never had sex. Does that make me an incel?" And it's like, well, no. Like you can define yourself however you want, but the reality is that I think a lot of us, whether we want to admit it or not, have this like really, really terrible internal feeling that we are, all capitals, unlovable because we haven't found true love yet. And that's so fucking stupid. That is so fucking stupid. That doesn't even make sense. You do not need to be in true romantic love to be lovable. I have sweaters that are lovable. I have shoes that are lovable. Pets are lovable. And like, they love us too, absolutely. But it's not the same thing as like the conscious effort of another human being in love with you. Okay, I'm feeling better. I'm feeling more like myself. I feel like I understand my own worth, and I'm feeling less sad about not being with him because he did make me feel like I was very lovable, and that was so wonderful and so excellent. But that's just because I am, not because he was making me feel that way. That guy, me, is still here. No, I mean, yes, you're still here. But I think the point that I'm trying to make is I don't need it from any other guy. I don't need any other person to love me to know that I am lovable. I can just accept that, like, you are lovable. Humans are lovable. There is something to love about every human. And I am a human, and I get that for free. And I get that for free. Wow. This was a good stream. This was a good stream. I went on like a big emotional thought journey through this stream. And I actually feel like I'm in a better place now than I was at noon today. Because at noon, I was still like, why does it hurt so much to lose this? Why does it hurt so much that I was like happy and connected with him? And now I get it. It's like, I was worried that I'm not lovable. I'm worried that all of that was a lie and none of that was real. Because if it was real, if I am lovable, then why doesn't he love me? And the answer is, who cares? Who cares? Like, who gives a fuck why he wasn't ready to be with me? It doesn't matter. I'm ready to be with me, and I'm ready to be, like, actually with the people that I want to be with. Yeah. Excellent. Good. Good. I think I have therapy tomorrow. So this is a good place to end stream and then to go into a therapy day. I think I have therapy tomorrow, Wednesday. Yeah? I'm pretty sure it's Wednesday. I can check right now, actually. I can check. I don't even have to guess. I can just check. Let's check out our calendar. Oh, yeah. I have massage therapy tomorrow. I'm really looking forward to that. Oh, and then I have, okay. So I'll actually be back on Thursday. Yeah, I have massage therapy tomorrow, and then I have psychotherapy. Could I stream? No, I'm not gonna. I was thinking maybe I could, but no. So I'll be back on Friday, guys. Happy Tuesday. I'll be gone Wednesday, Thursday, but I'll be back on Friday. Oh, I'm looking forward to that. I'm gonna wear a tight black leather outfit on Friday, okay? Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna wear a tight black leather outfit on Friday. Because I feel like I haven't worn a tight black leather outfit in like a couple of weeks, you know? I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve a tight black leather outfit. And you deserve it. And you deserve a tight black leather outfit too. I know how much you like it, and I want to give you the things that you like. Because I feel like you guys give me the things that I like, which is like attention and love and adoration and all those good things. Yeah. Oh, nice. And that will set the mood perfectly for my Berlin visit in 2 weeks. Honestly, setting the mood is my frickin' jam. I live for a good mood set. I'm here every day for it. Whoa, it's got off frickin' kilter. Oh, ooh. It's fine. Oh, do we all get to wear a tight leather outfit? Yeah, I encourage each and every one of you to put on whatever's gonna make you feel the fucking sexiest, let's be real. Okay, who shall we rate? Oh, Johnny's streaming. Let's go raid Johnny. Thank you so much for spending the day with me. I had so much fun in my little shorts chatting with you. I hope you did too. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I will see you guys on Friday. Yeah. Have a good rest of your day, everyone. Bye.